be a
future?
vegan.
Why in the future? So just to reiterate, right? You said that it's not
Mm-hmm.
you can't justify such an abhorrent thing as exploiting. Well, you didn't say exploiting, but like as killing somebody or raping somebody, just because
Yeah.
just because it's a habit and because you generally enjoy it. It's not justifiable. And yet you say, but I'm going to continue doing it for now. And maybe in the future,
Uh,
I'm going to stop raping dogs or slaughtering animals for unnecessary food, right?
Not exactly. I have a question. Could I?
Sure.
Uh, I think plants have also life.
Well, they have life. They don't have sentience. They are not individuals. You know how a dog
How
is
could
like
you?
an individual? They have like, they
Uh,
feel like love, and sometimes they're afraid, and sometimes they're like perplexed,
that's
and really like generally look like they enjoy their life. Plants are not like that. They don't have a mind.
yeah.
Yeah.
How could you know that they have no feelings or
Yeah, we have
something?
definitely a lot of evidence for plants not being able to have these experiences. I can give you some if you want.
Are they say to you?
No, but on the like on the cellular level, so I put it in the
Hmm.
chat. On the cellular level, plants
Yeah.
are not capable of creating the thing that creates
Are
individuals. Namely speaking,
are
yeah, hold on. You asked a question. So, namely speaking, what
uh,
we have as humans, and dogs have that as well, is
hmm
something called central nervous system. So we have a brain,
hmm
and we have nerves running throughout our, body. So if you burn
hmm
yourself or cut yourself on the finger, that's the neuron, not the neurons, the nerves around that finger send a signal into your brain, and then the brain sends a
hmm
signal back to ouch, it hurts, and then you like snap your finger from a hot thing or something like that. You react really quickly, and that reaction, generally speaking, that constant feedback of the outside world and the inside world is what creates sentience, is what creates individuality. So plants on the molecular level, on the not the molecular, but on the cellular level, don't have that ability because they don't have a brain to communicate with, and even the systems that they have, like the cellular ability to transmit information, it's too slow to act as a central nervous system. So even if they had the minds, an individual would not emerge from that.
Okay. Okay, I can understand that.
You didn't understand that?
No. I understand that.
You
I understand.
understand. Okay, good.
Okay.
So
Let's
let me ask
change the
you again,
topic.
Amex. Why are you
Yeah.
not starting today to live by your morals, where you already conceded
Uh,
that what you are doing is wrong?
yeah, but I said that I'm wrong. But
Yeah. Then why aren't you changing it? Like, today is a new day, right? It just kind of started, for me at least. On Mars, it's a bit early. But today and tomorrow are new days where you can just like not be a bad person anymore.
uh, I agree with you. But the problem is that habit. I have to think about it, and I have to take
Yeah.
decision. Uh, Maybe I will think about it, and maybe
What's
in the
the
future, because
scariest? Yeah.
it's
What's the
it's
scariest stuff right now? What are you thinking is like scary that you don't want to start
uh
it right now?
the problem is. I like to actually eat. I'm a very foodie person, and I like to actually eat. Uh, I I can understand your uh, what did you say? I can understand your opinion and your logic. But the problem is, I love to eat this.
Well, yes, of course you
And
have to eat. That's why I'm not telling you to starve. I'm telling you to start eating the non-sentient plants, the plants that are not individuals, right?
mhm.
I'm not.
I'm
If
sorry,
if I
guys.
was here
What
like,
are you
oh,
talking
for 10
about?
years I haven't eaten anything, that would be weird because we know that we have, on biologically, we have to eat something. We just don't have to eat the individuals. We can eat the non-individual creatures, namely plants.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And animals.
With
Animals are individuals.
No, they're not.
It's okay, so I guess time to cook my dog.
Because animals eat animals. Like it's a normal thing.
Yo, Lamine, animals like kill each other,
Yeah.
animals
Yes.
rape each other as well, and animals like kill each other's babies, right? And we should do it as well because animals are animals. I should kill my child because animals do it.
Yeah, because we are humans, you know.
Wait, but you said humans are animals, so therefore,
Nah,
because I'm an animal, I should kill my child.
nah, humans are not animals, brother.
Wait,
what?
but you want to copy
We call
animals. Hold on.
animals because they're not like us, you know. We
Yeah.
are conscious, we're aware.
Yeah, so why are you trying to mimic what animals do when you say animals eat animals, bro? So I can eat animals as well. But then when we suggest, well, humans are also animals, that means, right? And just like scientifically, that's true. We are kingdom Animalia. We different in many ways, but we're also the same in the most important way. We are individuals, about as much as individual cows. So when you say, well, animals eat animals, but then Felix says, well, animals also rape animals, does that mean you can rape humans? Well, like, why are you only mimicking this one specific thing that animals do? But then you say, well, but we are special, so we can't rape, we can't kill, that's not good. But to eat sentient beings when you don't have to, yeah, that's fine because animals do it. It's kind of selective, right? You kind of picking and choosing what animals do and what you also want to do.
I see what are you saying, and for me,
special that way.
I don't want to think all about this. You know,
Yeah.
I just know there is something called nature. Like a lion is nature to eat like other animals.
Yeah.
Like he's not wrong or something. He's just a lion.
Yeah.
Eats another animals and stuff.
Well, that's what I'm
And
saying,
for us,
though.
we are intelligent. We have like you know.
Yeah, but that's what I'm
We
saying,
are
though.
aware.
That's what I'm saying, though. You like, a lion eats animals, so it's okay for me to eat animals because we are all from nature, right? Well, a lion kills his young or his rivals young. Is it okay for you to kill your neighbor's young?
No, because
No, that's it. So
because
why are you
that's not
trying
from
to? So why are you
nature.
trying to justify your actions, but by what a lion does, but extremely selectively in this only one thing? Did you know that a lion also eats only once a week? Are you willing to drop to eating only once a week?
No, because I'm
Then
not a
you
lion.
shouldn't
You
be
know,
fucking mimicking lions, mate.
I'm not mimicking anything. I just said like
But
there
you're
is
not
something
willing to
called
mimic.
nature of something.
But
You
you're
know.
not willing to mimic the other stuff that a lion does. You're just picking and choosing. Oh, but a lion eats meat. Okay, but a lion also only eats meat once a day. A lion also just like fucking eats an animal alive, starting with its testicles, starting with its gut, right? All the like colon and intestines? A lion like just basically like drinks the blood as well? Do you do all that stuff?
Nah.
No,
I
so you're
don't,
not like a lion, like in any kind of way. So can you please stop justifying your actions by what a lion does? Because you do it in a, like, it's not even comparable. You do it in a very specific way that isn't even comparable because you don't eat meat the way a lion eats meat, right?
Right.
Right. So it's not comparable at all. So it's not
It's
a good
not for-
justification
yeah.
for you to eat meat when a lion eats meat.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's. I totally agree.
Yeah, I know. I make sense sometimes. It's because I'm
But-
superior. I'm from Mars.
That's not what I said. Like, if you're willing to like understand me,
I'll
I'm gonna
try.
try to like explain.
Sure.
So, like for a goat, eats plants and something, you know, that's
Mhm.
its nature. So we can't like change the nature of something, you know. A
Sure we
goat
can.
eats plants, a lion eats meat, you know.
Sure we can. Do you right? Are you
No,
right
we
now
can't.
inside the house?
Yes.
You changed nature then. You changed the nature because the animals in nature and the people who when we used to be in nature, we didn't have houses. You are right now talking into either a microphone or a phone. That's changing nature. That's progress in a way that a lion can't do. So why wouldn't you progress your other stuff as well outside of nature, since you are kind of, it seems like, look around, you're kind of outside of nature right now. You might even be not on the first floor, and that's so far outside of nature that it's like crazy. I'm like on the fourth floor. That's so higher than nature. That's insane.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So if we changed nature to make our lives generally better, why wouldn't we do change nature to make other individuals' lives also better, namely not exploiting and killing them for food that we don't need?
Oh wow, we don't need
Yeah.
meat.
No, I've been vegan for 10 years. No animal products for 10 years. I'm alive. I'm generally healthy. I just finished lifting weights.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That's great. Good for
Yeah.
you.
I know. I think everybody should do it because nobody needs animal products.
I see. What
Yeah.
are you saying?
Yeah, if it was the fact that we needed animal products and that we would die literally after a week of being vegan, we would starve to death. Veganism wouldn't exist. Or we would look for other ways, our other progressive ways to stop killing animals, I guess, like the way they're like trying to create lab meat right now, or we would synthesize protein that is like generally has all the nutrition in it, and that we wouldn't need animals the way we do for like pet food right now. Like pet food barely has any animal products in them. They have nutrition. So cats and dogs can live on plant foods. All they need is nutrition. Humans can definitely live on plant foods. All we need is start eating plant protein instead of animal protein, plant fats instead of animal fats, and, you know, take a supplement for B12. Yeah.
Humans can already live on the powder diet. We
Yeah,
already
absolutely.
have diets on powder.
That's also true. Yeah, we have like meal replacement plants that are like just basically powders. And their health outcomes are amazing. So I don't know why a person would like use nature to deny the progress we already made in our lives and just do the better thing. Do you agree? If there was a, like, right now there is a world where everybody exploits and slaughters animals for food. If there was a world where no animals were exploited or killed, would you say that's a better world to live in?
I mean, let's not talk about nutrition for a sec, you know. But
Joke.
we still need to kill some animals for safety and stuff,
Would you
like
kill
bear.
would you kill your dog for someone's safety? Like if someone said, "I'm scared of your dog," would you kill your dog?
Uh, if the dog like harmed the man, yeah, like
But
if
no,
you like
what if they're just scared of the
took
dog?
his leg off or something, like a bear would do, you know?
Bro, what if the person is just scared of your dog?
No, I don't care in that case.
Cool. There you go. Then we should
Yeah.
not kill animals because we're scared of them.
But a bear, if a bear saw you, brother,
Yeah,
bro,
sure.
in a
So
bad spot,
Hold on. If a bear saw me in London, I would be like, why the fuck is there a bear in London, bro?
why are you in London right now? Because
'Cause I
people
live-
before you like killed animals for that
Yeah.
area to do stuff, you know?
and now we don't. Progress. So let's progress.
Yes,
Yes.
progress. But
So
we
let's
did
stop
it, and
killing
we
all
will
animals.
do it again if our safety in you know in danger.
You know what? I'll tell you something. If you are genuinely in danger and a bear is about to eat you, I'm gonna shoot that bear, right? But the chickens, the cows, the pigs, the fish, they done nothing to you. The lambs, the goats, they're not scary.
Yeah, I
That's
see,
why
I
we
see.
farm them, because they are docile, cute, incredibly trusting animals. That's why in China they farm dogs, because dogs are trusting animals, right? So it's not
Yeah, I
applicable
love
to
those
your
experiences.
situation.
I see. I truly think there is like bigger cases to talk about, like because like there is billions of people eat meat, you know. That's like you can't do you can't do something about it, you know. But
Of course you can.
you can say something to stop like the killing in the people like from the Middle East and stuff. Like we are literally eating each other like a humans, you know. Like the animals have no chance against us.
Felix,
That's
you
not
wanted to
gonna
say
stop.
something?
That's just my opinion, you know.
Why do you think you can't stop paying for exploitation and killing of animals? You, not a person in the Middle East. You. By the way, generally, it's
Because
not a good idea
like
to talk about politics here, just to FYI, okay?
because it's a luxury of life, you know. Tasting, it's like it's taste animal taste super good, you know. You can't stop this. Look at the history. You can't stop people from doing things.
Why would I look at the history when I'm trying to change the future?
You should learn from the history.
Yeah, and
Do not,
from and learning from
repeat your
history.
mistakes and stuff.
Yeah, and learning from history, like I can learn from atrocities and to say, I don't want to support any more atrocities, right? So why would you not look at the suffering of animals and say, I don't want to support this? I'm not talking about globally now. I'm talking about you, the individual. Lamin, Why won't
Yeah.
you stop paying for exploitation and killing of animals when you agree with me that it's wrong?
Yeah, because I'm not that disciplined in this area right now, so I can't stop completely, you know? I can't just flip that switch and start like eating plants or something because my lifestyle, my religion, my a lot of stuff. For me, the first case that I'm focusing about to stop killing the people, and then we can see about the animals.
Well, you can stop
You know?
both.
It's so bad. That's a bad argument.
Terrible argument
Yeah,
because you
it's
can
bad
stop
argument,
both.
brother. I agree.
Yeah. You agree with me on everything, and then you go, you agree with me. You basically agree that you are doing a bad thing, so why don't you stop?
Because we can't. We are
Who's
humans
we? I'm talking to
eventually.
you, Lamin. What stops you from stopping paying for exploitation and killing of animals? What's stopping you? Not we, you.
Me, nothing.
There you go. Why don't you then, day one, today, whatever you have in your fridge, finish eating that. That's fine, right? The animals already paid, like the exploitation and slaughter is already paid for. But tomorrow, you just start replacing those things with plant protein, with plant fats. If you agree with me on everything, what the hell is stopping you tomorrow to say tomorrow I'm vegan and for the rest of my life? Because it's a bad thing. I'm paying for a terrible thing.
I see what you're saying. But I have a lifestyle, you know. I have a family. They will start questioning and a lot of work. A lot of work, and I have some. I have goals in my life I should focus on, you know.
Bro, this is like saying, look, I have all the goals in my life. Just because I beat my wife, that doesn't mean you should judge me, you know?
Nah, bro. What are you talking about? Beating
You,
your wife?
so the issue
That's
is
crazy.
you pay to
Nah,
abuse animals, right?
bro. I'm sorry, but you should stop making like examples like like
Why?
you did
What do you mean?
because I'm not gonna beat my wife
Why
Well,
not? Because it's
ever.
wrong? Because it's wrong?
if you,
Oh, yeah.
let me ask you a
That-
question. Why is harming animals okay, but harming my wife wrong?
Uh, because animals like they are not conscious, you know.
They are.
They are.
What?
I don't know about that. Well,
What? Do you think
why
dogs are not
then?
conscious? Do you think dogs are not conscious?
Do you think dogs are the same?
Give me a second. Give me a second. I'm not that great in my speaking in my English, so
Right.
I could mean something and say something else
Hmm.
because it's not my first language.
Yeah,
I
sure,
wanna
no problem.
argue with you. I wanna say a lot of stuff, but my vocabulary now it's not allowing me to do that. So I'm saying, guys, what you're talking about. I'm hearing you, but I have a lifestyle. I have like a family. I have goals. I cannot just switch like that, you know.
Yeah, so someone
But
who beats his wife, right? He's like, "Oh, it's my lifestyle. It's just part of how I communicate with my wife. I just beat her every day. I have goals.
yeah,
I have goals for which, if I stop beating my wife, it's gonna be harder to reach my goals, right?
I see.
Yeah.
And he's not gonna stop, so the wife should like leave. You know,
But animals
life is
can't leave.
simple.
When animals get abused, they cannot leave.
They can, brother. They
Animals,
did. They did from London like 1,000 years ago.
bro, but do you know what we do to animals right now? We literally forcibly make them have babies and then use those babies for us. And that's messed up.
Yeah, I see. I see what you were saying.
And
And
people who buy meat pay for this to happen.
I see, brother. Can we talk about something else, like
Not
what
in this room.
happening in the Middle East right now? Like
No, not in
there
this
is
room.
like human babies are getting burned.
So you are making this separation between the human suffering and the animal suffering. I don't understand why.
Yes.
Both are capable of suffering. Both
Yes.
are bad, right? And second of all,
Yes, of
this room.
course.
Second of all, this channel is called Vegans Are Better. This channel is for vegan conversations. And it's generally
Also-
not frowned upon to
Ma'am,
talk about
there's a-
politics here.
Question mark on it.
I also want to say something. People already agree that human suffering is wrong, but people like yourself defend the harm of animals unnecessarily.
With a bad justification, terrible justification. Oh, listen, I'm just doing this. This is basically you saying, this is just what I'm doing, so I'm not gonna stop, despite agreeing with me, with VPM, that I'm right on everything so far.
Yeah, but I'm right and something's true, you know? Do you agree?
I
I'm not
can't
completely
speak on
wrong.
this because I've been kicked out of this server before because I was talking about politics. So I'm not going to do that. And I'm telling you for the third time, please stop. It's generally frowned upon to talk about politics here.
You can go to the other channel, which is
No.
mainly
Yeah.
politics.
That's not politics. That's we're talking about a human are getting
I was talking
killed.
about this exact thing and I got kicked out. So I'm not going to talk about it
That's
anymore
not
because I'm here
about
to talk about
politics. That's
veganism.
Something needs to stop right now.
Wait. If you agree that human suffering is wrong, why do you also cause suffering to other individuals?
Can you repeat your question?
If you're against causing suffering, why do you pay to cause animal suffering?
Okay. I'm against suffering.
But you pay for it.
Bro, you want me to be something that I'm not?
Well, if you pay...
Let me
for
tell you who
suffering-
I am right now. I believe humans are first. So, if there is 10 animals are being killed in one old guy, human,
Yeah,
I'm gonna go for the human.
sure, but would you pay
You
to
know?
would you pay to cause suffering to the animal for pleasure?
Yes, for now. I'm not gonna be a liar.
Wow. And why is that?
Because I'm 22 and for 22 years that's what I was doing, you know.
So if I was
So
abusing
normal
my-
for me.
So if I was abusing my wife and it was very normal for me to do it and it gave me a lot of pleasure, would you also say, yeah, you've been doing it for 22 years, continue to abuse your
Yeah.
wife?
I'm not gonna argue with you to stop. I'm gonna put you
Sir,
in jail,
there is a
brother.
difference between humans and animals.
What's the morally relevant trade difference that would justify
No,
me? Hold on.
humans cannot be
Hold
compared.
on. Oh, I didn't even finish the question. What's the morally relevant trade difference between between humans and non-humans that would justify me beating my wife? What traits would you remove or add to my wife to justify me beating her?
I'm not gonna justify anything. I'm gonna put you in jail. That's it. You shouldn't do that.
I'm asking an
There is
ethical
rules,
question.
brother.
I'm asking an ethical question, not a law question.
That's what it is.
Yeah, what's the ethical question? What's the ethical reason?
I don't know.
You don't know? So maybe if you don't know, maybe we shouldn't abuse those individuals in the first place then.
Maybe,
But you pay for it.
bro. I don't wanna I don't wanna harm you with my beliefs and some, you
No,
know.
you're already harming me by killing my best friends.
Okay, there is humans are being killed in the Middle East right now.
Yeah, but
And
I don't pay.
those humans have the same religion as me, and they are a brothers to me, you know.
Yeah, and am I someone who's intentionally paying to kill people?
Yeah, Yes,
Wait,
because
I
like there is
intentionally.
companies that are supporting like the genocide and stuff. Like a lot of companies, like if you eat in McDonald's, if you like
Wait,
drink Coca-Cola, if you like
wait. Did
Dude,
use
you hear
he's
like
what I said?
vegan.
Did you
yeah,
hear what I said? Do people going into McDonald's want to kill people?
no, but they support it.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So
but
you support the killing of animals, exploitation and killing of
intentionally,
animals intentionally. With your doll,
you
you say,
want
yeah,
them to
that's
die.
good. Despite thinking that it's bad, you're paying for it and you want to continue to pay for it.
It's like me going to McDonald's, like, fuck 5 kids, I'm gonna kill them today.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. Like guys, I see like you have like animals and humans at the same place. You know,
No,
if you
we never said that. I don't think we ever said that.
No, so
We're
never
just
say
saying
that.
that
no, that's what I feel. That's what I feel like.
all we're saying, well, bro, all we're saying is let's not kill animals. That's all.
Yeah, it's so simple actually. You know, it's
Yeah.
crazy.
It's very simple.
Yeah,
But
it's very simple.
Yeah,
But
you
we
just
need
stop, you just go
Doesn't
to a
kill animal,
supermarket.
but eat animal.
Yeah, but it's complicated because if you're like someone who's like let's say a Christian and his religion said you should do this, you should eat this, you're allowed to eat this. If you're like talking about stop doing that, you're telling him to like to stop believe at what he's believing, you know. So it's so much complicated. It's
religion should not.
yeah, he will like put his religion away, his like family
Wait,
relationships, and
wait.
it's gonna be a weird person.
Imagine saying, "Oh, you don't pay to abuse animals. I don't want to date you, bro." Imagine that's dumb as fuck. You don't pay to kill animals, man. What the hell?
Nah, you do
Loser.
not understand me. I don't know if I didn't like say it
So,
the right
so
way, but what I said like people like have religion and
Yeah.
family
okay, like,
relationships.
you just want to eat right for
Okay,
whatever
what?
reason. You have to eat it right for your
Oh,
family, for your religion. You
your
have to eat it right.
religion, bro. Oh, okay. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So what I'm asking is, if he doesn't pay to kill, and he's not the one killing, he's not even the paying anyone, and if he found a dead corpse that was killed by, let's say, let's say a chicken was killed by a dog, it's wild, and then he didn't eat it and he just ran. So can he eat that?
Alone. Would you eat a human if someone killed it on a roadkill?
No, but he's not one the paying for it. He's not even killing
So you
it,
would kill a
and
you would eat a human.
he's not even encouraging killing it. It's just that dog
Hold on.
was enraged and killed it.
Alone. Just a real quick question. Would you eat a
Yeah.
human who was roadkilled?
Brother, I'm not talking about my ideology right now. I can be a vegan
Okay.
right now. I could be non-vegetarian. I could be vegetarian. I could be even
Okay.
some magical being who doesn't even need to eat.
Okay. I'll answer for myself, but I think me and Felix disagree on this, and that's okay. So I would say if it's not intentional, if you didn't intentionally exploit and slaughter somebody, and you just like walk in the woods and you find the chicken corpse and you want to eat it, I would say it's weird, but it's not morally bad. I would say it's weird and dangerous, kind of. You probably shouldn't eat corpse that you just found somewhere. But morally speaking, because you didn't cause that killing and because you didn't cause that or didn't cause any exploitation there, You can eat it, but I think it's kind of weird because, like, as Felix is trying to allude, you probably, if you went into woods and you found a human corpse, your thought probably wouldn't be, "Oh, I can eat this," right? So it's weird, but not immoral, technically speaking.
It's just weird, but it's not wrong, right?
Yeah.
It's not morally wrong. It's just you find it weird.
Yeah.
The one eating it might not find it weird.
Sure.
The guy have
What's
a
there?
point.
What's the difference?
Why
The
should
difference
you-
is that he's paying for exploitation and slaughter of animals who are definitely not even reaching the age of being like killed, being dead in old age. And you definitely, like, if on animal farms, there are so many animals that just die. He's not eating that stuff. He's eating animals who were specifically killed for him. And he's giving that money for the next kill, and for the next kill, and for the next kill again. That's how the exploitation and killing chain works. If we all collectively stopped giving money to farmers to farm chickens and goats and stuff, they would stop. They would grow the stuff that we want. They are incentivized by our money to grow animal foods. Oh, not my money anymore, but definitely by Lamin's money.
So if he, if he go to jungle daily, and in that jungle there is an animal who likes to kill more than he can eat, and there is always some leftover daily, can he consume meat daily? Is that morally right?
Sorry, what is Delhi? What do you say?
I
Pause.
am saying,
Yeah.
like, if he is going to,
Yeah.
I understand
I
what you're
guess
saying, I think.
like
You mean
Okay,
like...
so
in
hello.
this argument there is
My
like
connection
just
was
white
bad.
and black and white, you know? If you
So-
like
My connection was
you
bad.
can't like
I was
justify
saying-
on,
You guys, you're talking
or,
together. You're talking together. One at a time, please.
Yeah, because he muted himself. Yeah, go ahead, bro.
Go ahead.
Okay,
I'll-
so I was saying like in this argument, like there is just black and white. If you are supporting not killing or if you want to kill.
Well, it doesn't matter if
So,
it's black and white because you agree with me.
Yeah, I agreed with you.
Yeah, you just don't want to change. That's the thing. You just don't want to change. You agree with me.
But
I'm right.
because my
So it doesn't matter if it's
conviction
black and white or it's gray or it's purple because you agree with me. So we're not arguing anymore on whether I'm right. I'm right. You just don't want to change. You don't want to make changes in your life to be a better person. That's what's happening right now. Let's not like dance around anything else. Lamin, this is what's happening right now. You don't want to make some small changes in your life so that you become a better person.
Yes, Lamin, bro, you
I
can
see, but,
let me tell you how
by
you can become
telling
a
me
better
do
person.
not eat animals, like to put my religion away and stuff.
Hello,
So
brother.
so, like,
I am giving
give
you
my
a way.
identity-
I'm giving you a way without
identity,
putting
you
your
know?
religion away.
like it's not
Let me
easy
tell you how.
to bro.
Hello,
what
hello,
are
let
you
me tell
saying?
you how.
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
What you just have to do is go to jungle daily, and if there is just creature who kills more than he can eat, you are not one paying for it. You are not killing him yourself, or you are not doing anything wrong. You are just picking up with the leftover that creature killed. It's all good
No.
now.
No, I'm
That's
not
what
gonna
their
do that
ideology is.
because of bacteria and stuff. Let's be real, brother. I need like 130 grams of protein a day. You
Nah,
know,
that's
I
Easily
late.
cannot
get
go
just
to
real
the
quick.
jungle and stuff. I have work to do.
Wait, real quick. You can easily get 200 grams of protein on the vegan diet. Also, alone.
Wow.
Are you vegan alone?
It's not about me. Like I said,
Yeah, I'm
I
asking
could
about
be
you.
vegan.
This is-
I could be not, or I could
no,
be a creature
alone,
that doesn't
alone,
need to eat.
alone. This is
I'm just
irrelevant.
talking about your ideology.
This is irrelevant. Are you vegan?
Yes, in sense.
In sense, what does that mean?
Yeah.
I guess he's eating like
Because if someone is promoting like a vegan
carcasses
lifestyle,
from
if
price.
someone's promoting like eating roadkill while paying to kill animals, that's very hypocritical.
But brother, the whole point is not paying, right? The whole
Not
point
not
is not paying.
not commodifying, not
So
exploiting animals.
I'm not commodifying, I'm not exploiting, I'm just picking up the leftover that other wild animal
Right.
killed.
If you're picking a leftovers of the dead animal and you're showing you're consuming it in front of people, you're kind of showing that it's okay to see animals as products.
No, it's just it's free for me. Like how people say like it's cheaper in many countries. Vegan diet are cheaper than non-vegan diet.
Yeah,
So
I
it's
think like
it's kind
looking
of
for
same concept.
roadkill.
It's free for me. It's
Looking
cheaper
for
for me.
roadkill is kind of expensive, homie.
What?
Yeah, if you're gonna drive around, walk around, that's a lot of calories and gas that you have to use to look for like really dead squirrels or animals that have barely any calories.
Wait, Alone, are you like
but
vegan? Are you like
I'm
only if you find animal products, then you eat animal products, you're vegan?
but I'm asking you, is this the only reason
We
that your
answer it.
morals are getting in the way of killing animal? The reason you are not eating one?
Well, the
I'm
way,
giving you a
yeah.
situation where you don't have to kill, you don't have to pay.
Yeah, I understand. So I personally, I understand. I generally kind of support vegans. I think like for environment reasons they are okay, and I don't know if it increases rights violations. I don't know. Like tentatively, I'm saying okay, if you like for some reason want to go dumpster diving and only eat animal products of whatever you find in the dumpster, that's generally okay. Felix would make the claim that it like perpetuates the use of animals for food. But I don't think so, because if it's like dumpster dived, I think people
I'm
generally
saying
not
if you're
gonna like it.
I'm
Not
saying
gonna.
if you're eating it in front of everyone, you're kind of like
Yeah.
advertising it.
Yeah, it's dumpster dived though. If he continues to
But
advertise
it's
that it dumpster dived, nobody's gonna dumpster dive except for very specific people.
No.
I don't
mean,
know.
like,
Yeah, we
Yes.
disagree on
if
it. That's
he
fine.
prepares a chicken salad from a dumpster dive meal, and he goes to the office and he eats a chicken salad in front of people.
Yeah.
That's kind of like commodifying the consumption of animals.
Yeah, I would agree, unless he writes on the box, so it's a dumpster dive, and the rest of you are scum because you actually pay for sentient beings to be killed. So, like in the 21st century right now, veganism, I don't know, it's iffy. I think later on it's going to be abhorrent morally for the reasons that you are saying, Felix. But none of this applies to Lamin, who in the meanwhile just ran away. He's paying for animals to be slaughtered, and he understands that it's bad. He agrees with me on every single thing, and yet he will continue to do so. And I just, why are people so afraid to change? Nana,
It's
do
like
you have a
laziness.
question?
It's laziness. It's same as laziness. You know you have to exercise, but you just don't. I'm
Sorry?
not talking about Felix. He was exercising yesterday. But like it's same as thing, like many people know that they have to exercise, they have to study, they have to focus on career, they do not need to waste time in this Discord, but they are still doing it.
I don't know what point you are trying to make. Can you make a succinct point, please?
It's just there are some things that people agree with,
Yeah.
but aren't able to follow.
I don't think no. Like when I went vegan, I had very little money, like almost zero. I could barely afford rent, and I was working a lot. And I still went vegan.
Leave cigarette.
Sorry.
How many people who smoke are able to leave it?
Yeah, I did. I quit 4 years ago. It was hard, but I did
Yes,
it. But
some
are you
did,
claiming
and
that?
some are not
Hold
able
on.
to. They know that it is bad,
Yeah.
but they still, unable to control their desire.
Yeah.
You have
Are
to
you
first
claiming that?
control your desire.
Yeah. Are you
You
claiming that?
can't be just be about
Fuck me.
logical here. You have to be a little spiritual. Or if you're not spiritual, that's fine, but you have to get a better control on yourself.
Alone, I get the point. Please, I don't know. I quit smoking, but are you claiming that animal products are addictive?
Not claiming, it's just people can not sometimes do the things they know wrong. Games are addicting, people say. Yes, and for some, animal foods might be addicting too.
Okay, that's an interesting claim. I would like to see evidence for it. I know, cheese is addictive
What
somewhat,
about not
but
studying? There are people who cannot just study. You tell them how important it is studying, and they just can't.
well,
What about it?
studying only
There
hurts
is no,
them. I
there is
don't.
nothing like this.
Yeah, studying.
There's something wrong with them. Yes,
Okay, so
that's what you
studying
want to say.
alone. I understand, and please, no need to repeat every point like 5 times. I understand what you're
Okay.
saying. I'm just saying is when they don't study, when they smoke, when they do all this destructive stuff, they're doing it to themselves. And then I have no right to tell them anything because the only victim is them. But when it comes to consuming animal products in any way, by the way, we're talking mostly about diet.
What
But
lemon was.
sorry, can I finish? Thank you. So
Okay.
right now we're talking mostly about diet, but veganism is all-consuming, right? You stop consuming fur and leather and stuff like that. You stop buying that as well. When
don't
people are
put this
buying
in-
that stuff, they hurt others. That's why I'm speaking up. That's why Lamine was speaking up for the stuff that is going on elsewhere, because there is injustice going on and there are so many victims. That's why we're speaking up, and that's why we're so passionate about it as well. I don't care how you hurt yourself, but when you hurt others, it becomes a moral issue.
Okay, so it's all about hurting others. Is that it?
Well, I can't say anything. If somebody wants to hurt themselves, it's not a moral issue because they are the only ones who decide for their lives. When they start to decide for the lives of other individuals is when it becomes a moral
Okay,
issue.
I get it. It's on a point that you cannot hurt someone for your own benefit. Is that what you are saying?
I would use other words, but sure.
Abuse.
I would use exploitation and killing or slaughter.
Okay, exploitation and killing. So then what about fertilizers that people use
Yeah.
for growing crops?
By fertilizers, do you mean animal poop or do you mean nitrogen?
When I'm talking about the fertilizer that kills insect and
Yeah,
all.
that's pesticides.
Pesticide.
That's not fertilizers.
Oh, okay.
So it's called pesticides. That's okay. So pesticides are an
pesticide.
interesting issue, and it's actually a very good argument for going vegan as well, because 34% of crops that we grow right now that is edible to humans is going to feed the animals, and the return of calories is about 9%. So it's an incredible waste of crops to have animal husbandry, to have animals, right? If
You
we
know
stopped,
that
hold on.
Animals
If I can
eat
finish, please. I
whatever
know.
they are given,
if-
regardless of taste.
If I can finish, please. Alone. I had
Okay.
this conversation about 10,000 times. I'm trying to be succinct, but if I could, please finish. So that's number one. If we stopped exploiting and killing animals for unnecessary stuff or at all, actually, we would reduce the amount of agricultural land by 75% and reduce the amount of crops we need to grow. So going vegan would reduce the amount of animals dying for crop deaths. The other point is that we don't have sufficient evidence that insects are actually like individuals, that they are sentient, but we could say they may be, and therefore it becomes a moral issue, right? So we probably should reduce and try to eliminate all those deaths. Once you don't have to grow as many crops, you can no longer monocrop. You can reduce the amount of crops you grow every single time, and you can do what is called veganic farming. So then don't use pesticides. What they do is make the fields much smaller, and on the outskirts, on the outside of the field, they put plants that naturally repel insects from eating the crops. But it's not possible because we need to feed trillions of animals and then we eat the animals. It's a ridiculous fucking situation.
Okay, so you said you had said many points. I'll get to ants and bees first because they are the most familiar creature that we are with a colony system. They have their beehives with bee colony and ant hives with ant colony. They have their leaders, and if you know that ants have those antennas for communication, and if there is even little bit of communication, then there might be some thinking behind them.
Maybe, yeah. I'm not saying that insects are not sentient. They might be, especially bees. I think they are. I don't know.
Взагалі бло шлюх.
You know what like displaces the most bees? Honey production. Honey production is killing natural bees, the bees in the wild. And they're killing the bees, the honeybees as well, right? After they use them for about 2 years, they just kill off the entire thing.
Yes, because what they think is if they keep them for too long, they will become stressed and commit suicide, and it will be not as much productive.
So we shouldn't keep them at all. We should stop production of honey. We should stop.
This is the first time I'm hearing about bee suicide.
Yeah, same, but it doesn't matter. It's like the actual argument doesn't matter. Like eliminating honey would solve it, even if it's true.
When they keep farm honeys, keep the honey farm, bee sometimes get stressed and reproduce another queen bee. And the farmers kill those queen bees because if they don't, there will be, clashes between two queen bees, and it will be harmful for them in more ways.
I should do the same thing with dogs because dogs clash with each other for territory.
Why don't you just Google it? Why don't you just search it?
Bro.
So the point is that the bees are the ones, beekeepers are the ones that are creating the problem. They breed bees to exploit them. And then when bees are becoming suicidal, they kill them or whatever the fuck. If they didn't produce honey, none of this would exist. This would not be a problem. So it's a terrible solution to a terrible problem that they created, that people who pay for honey create. And honey is definitely, absolutely a useless product. It's just pure sugar. Like you can't even make any nutritional claims. You can make some nutritional claims, I don't know, for dairy or whatever the fuck. Still would be a terrible argument. But for honey, you can't claim, all you can say is absolutely brain dead stuff. It tastes good. Well, it tastes good, but it exploits potentially billions of individuals or whatever.
I think some people do make a health claim for it, but you can just do it with like tea.
Yeah. Whatever health claims for honey can be replaced with tea, literally. Just drinking like the flowers themselves, right? Like chamomile tea replaces honey for nutrition. And reduces calories to like 0.
That's good.
Yeah.
Nothing.
What if someone needs calories?
They can eat peanut butter
Yeah.
or drink olive oil.
Oh man, there are so many plant foods that I just don't bring into my house because I have to reduce calories. If I had to increase calories, oh my god. Do you know what halva is? It's like a sesame seed, like Turkish stuff.
Thinking at the same time.
It feels like I have joined the news channel.
The what?
Yeah, Poise, remember you muted someone called Murdoch?
First move is already enlightened, man.
Oh yeah, I
They
have
were
him
just talking.
muted.
They were just talking.
Oh, sorry. I am muted, but Murdoch. Jesus. Are we going to continue the conversation that was yesterday? Because it was terrible. You weren't answering questions. So, like...
But,
I mean, I did come back hoping to have that conversation continue
Oh,
from
no.
where it was left off, because you certainly had a lot of questions that needed answering,
Okay.
and you wanted to. I mean, if you don't
come on,
want
bro,
to,
you have to answer questions.
I
because
mean, your
remember
mic
there were
sounds better
certain
today.
things that were said about the structures of veganism that you wanted to replace, and you wanted to help guide people in a certain place, and you said a few things. So I mean, I don't want you to like put yourself in that position again. So we can discuss and try to understand
This is gonna be like a
each other's
especially
viewpoints again.
because of the amount of people we have right now. I guess that would be again a waste of time to talk about like semantics.
Yeah, like meta and semantics, like literally stupid word games annoy the fuck out of me. Just tell me what you mean by a word and I'll accept it. Or I can tell you what I mean by a word, and you know, that's a solution for semantics. Talking about the meaning of the word is like absolutely the biggest waste of our time.
I do understand what semantic means. You don't have to explain me what semantic is.
I just get upset about it. That's why I kind of vented. But thank you for
Right.
listening.
Entered.
I can understand the the vegan struggle and you know the non-vegan people, the vocabulary all the time.
We don't have a struggle. We have a struggle with people who come into rooms and say, well, actually vegans are not better, and then can't explain it.
Okay.
But it doesn't matter.
So
Listen.
can I take
let's-
the question to be how our food choices affect our the food that we eat affect our life choices? If that's the question that you want to take this direction
It's
into.
not just the food choices, it's the victims we pay for. It doesn't have to be food, it can be clothing, it can be entertainment like zoos, and it can be many other things.
But do you not think that this kind of this kind of viewpoint connecting the food choices to our belief system
Yeah, I
has
hate when
been
people judge
introduced
me
as a
because I eat like-
propaganda during a certain period in time, which saw the exploitation of human emotions by industries, and I feel like the vegan viewpoint is kind of doing the same.
Shush.
Oh,
Shush.
Yo, Shrek, shush. Yo. Okay,
yeah, I
got it.
got a question for you. Let's say we ended all those farm all together. Okay. We already all those farm all together, animal farms I'm talking about. We stopped exploitation. What are those animals going to do now?
It's like saying if I don't exploit your mom, what is she going to do for us, right? Like, bro, they can just live by
No,
themselves.
And
I
when
am-
they live by themselves, they are going to feed on, something. What if they start feeding your crops?
Wait, I'm not sure what kind of argument you're trying to do. Are you going for a total nihilism? Like, we should kill everyone?
No, I am saying even right now, I once, saw a video where farmer was saying that vegans are always about animal this and that, but for their tofu, the soya bean I, grow, uh,
Oh yeah, I
and
know
when
the clip.
those deer go to, eat those soya bean plant, I have to kill them to keep my farm safe
Wait,
for those
I know
vegans.
that video. I
It
know
was
the
his bad
wait.
choice. He could have just
God.
scare him away. But
First
if
of
there
all,
are
the
so
guy.
many animals,
Okay, I'm just
okay,
stop talking then.
continue. So, okay, if you are stopping, then I'll just finish my point quickly. So, if we release all those animals and there are suddenly too many animals going here and there, even by just walking from the fields, not eating them, they will destroy your months of labor. How are you going to deal with those things?
Okay, so first of all, I have to address something. You've asked me 6 questions.
Okay.
And which question, like, do you want me to answer all of them with one answer, or do you want me to just like, how do you want me to answer your 6 questions?
Let's just focus on single question. If we release all those
Amazing.
animals,
Yep.
okay, if we release all those animals, how are we going to deal with them?
Okay, do you think we're gonna release every single animal tomorrow?
So what are we going to do to stop this farm
That
altogether?
was my question. Do you think realistically we'll release every single farm animal tomorrow into the wild?
Even if we release fiction of them in those certain area, they will be, in
Just answer the question.
quantity that is unhandleable.
Do you remember my question?
Can you please just
said that
answer the question?
you have to release all the animals.
Alone. I've asked you the same question like 2 times. What was my question?
That's what you asked me. I'm just confirming. You asked me like, do you think we can release all those animals tomorrow?
Yes.
Is that what you asked, right?
Yes.
So I'm asking if even if we don't release all those, and only some farms released in a certain area.
But
in Unity.
So did you? Well, because I'm still unfamiliar. Did you answer my question, or did you take question by question?
It is answer that
Okay.
I agree that all will not. But what if just certain peoples agree with your point and release those animals?
That's not going to happen. Because of a supply and demand. And second of all, we can put animals into sanctuaries.
Then you are fine with, keeping in some jail, taking away their freedom.
Do you know what a
but
sanctuary
just not
is?
killing them.
Wait, do you know what a sanctuary is?
And do you think that
we also use sanctuaries for humans? Do you know what a sanctuary is?
Okay, let me get the proper meaning, exact meaning for that.
Or maybe Post, you can kind of like explain. You're really good at describing words.
Yeah, sure. So sanctuary is a place where
they are protected from being hunted. Is that it?
Jesus Christ. You asked the question. Can I fucking answer
let
it?
Let them describe it. Let them describe it.
Sanctuary.
No, I just Googled it.
I'm not gonna. Sorry. You can continue the conversation. The person is not able to have conversations. Sorry, alone. If you ask a question, can I fucking answer it?
But I just Googled it. A sanctuary is a place where
I'm not gonna.
bird and
Sorry.
animals.
I'm sorry. This is too frustrating, and I think I have a long day ahead of me, and I don't want to talk to people who are not listening. Sure. Literally. They're just throwing shit into the ether and not listening.
Hold on, real quick. Let me just quickly check something. Because I remember. Okay, it's fine now. Yeah, Post. If you need any help with like IT stuff, let me know for your streams. Don't mind helping.
What do you mean? The thingy that you showed me?
Yeah, if you need any more help with like OBS and stuff like that, just let me know.
My hero in so many ways. Right. Are you going? Is that what you're saying?
No, I thought you were going.
No. I'm saying I just don't want to talk to Alone anymore. I'm just going to talk to somebody else.
Now, I just want to say that sanctuaries are safe spaces for individuals. Doesn't have to be animals, can be also humans. We do have sanctuaries for people that come from wars, for example, where they just need a place to feel safe. Sure, you can say that they are literally confined to this one place, but it's a safe space for them. It's a space where they actually feel safe. So we have the same thing for animals as well. A limited space, but a space where they feel safe and are safe.
A question, please.
Sorry.
I'm asking that it is a safe place, yes. And
Yeah.
if you see, we do same things for dog and stray animals, do we not?
Yeah, we do have sanctuaries for animals, yes.
But we keep them in check, like we have routine for them. We control their diet. We control when they bathe and when they do what and what not. Do
Yep,
we
you
not
know why?
control that?
Yeah, you know why we do that?
Okay, explain me why.
Because we created them. We created domesticated animals. We bred them in a way that benefits us, and now they literally can't survive anywhere else except in our control, let's say it, in our care. It literally taken, like, I don't know if you know what happens in India through dairy consumption, right? So dairy farms, they impregnate animals, buffaloes or cows, until they can't be impregnated anymore, and then they just kick them out in the street. And animals are walking around. Of course, they're looking for food because nobody's taking care of them, right? And they go onto farms, try to eat, and the crop farmers are like, I don't know, like kicking them out and stuff. And then they just like eat garbage, plastic, and then they just die in the streets. That's what happens in India because dairy production exists. So we can't, literally can't leave them alone. We have to take care of them. That's why we put them in sanctuaries.
Okay, so we can just like build same sanctuary for all those refugees that we see in war. We can confine them in a wall. We can, they are being hunted from another country. We are putting them in a sanctuary. They are protected from hunting. We are feeding them. We are, giving them a place to sleep. All like slavery, but it is not because it is.
How is that
named,
like slavery? How is that like slavery? In what way is it
Hey,
like slavery to
you
take
didn't
care
let
of
me
somebody?
finish. You didn't let me finish there. And when I interrupted
I understood
you,
your point.
you were
You're
like,
going to talk
oh my
about
God,
for
I can't have
20
this
more minutes
conversation with
about
this
the same
person
fucking
because
thing.
Wait.
listen, oh my God, oh my God.
Hold on, Aloyn, just real quick. When you're talking about sanctuaries, you're also talking about human sanctuaries. So would you say that me saving someone from a war is like me having a slave?
What I'm saying is, it is little different that we are not giving them work. We are not forcing them to work, but it is a place for them where they just
Oh, it's a
do
little
nothing,
different in a way that it's not like
follow a roll
slavery at
call.
fucking all. It's a little different because it's not in like slavery at all. When you care for somebody and you're trying to consider their best interest, you're not gonna fucking enslave them. You give them a place if they can't take care of themselves. If they can take care of themselves, you release them. In case of farmed animals, that can never happen. They cannot take care of themselves. We bred them in a way that they need our care until they die. So it's not like slavery in any kind of way.
You know how farmed animals are kept in India? If you do not
Yes.
let me tell you,
I
even when
told
they are
you
kept,
just. Did you not listen when I was talking about dairy farming in India?
because you said right points, but you didn't know whole point. in street they can still survive. And why I am going to explain
They're
further.
dying in the streets. What the fuck are you talking about? I've seen the corpses. They're
wait.
dying in the
Alone,
streets. They're
alone.
starving.
In school,
Wait, Alone, just real quick. When you say, do you know how they live in India? Oh, you do. Let me explain it to you. Like, you don't have to explain it to us if we already do.
no, because you know half, but their daily
Felix,
life,
I'm out. I'm out.
that end result, my man.
We should talk to somebody else.
I'm saying
Do you know
there is
basic
something
logic?
middle
Basic
in that.
logic? What does that mean? Basic logic?
There is something in middle. You know, when they keep
Okay,
those animals
bro,
in India,
I will let you yap
all the
for a little.
exploitation
I
is
will
on
let
point.
you yap. If you want to yap, I will let you yap. But I'm not gonna listen because I already know.
You do not. And why? Because you know, how you walk your dogs, they walk those animals, and when they let them walk, they take all the animals in street, they let them walk, they then monitor them and let them return home. They let them roam free in their area for a specific limited time, and when they do, they teach them how to they can eat grass when they see in roadside, what they can eat, what they cannot eat plastics. They let just, if they are eating it, they'll just snatch it from them, that like you cannot eat this. And if they are eating something that they can digest, they will not snatch it.
You know what I did? You
They
know what
are
I did along?
learning
No,
those things.
stop. You know what I did? I just invited my Indian vegan friend who's gonna come in and gonna school you on how dairy farms work in India. Until then, can we
you
please move on to
relax?
somebody
You're
else?
really pissed off and it is not making any points. You want people to get your point in argument, but it's almost as if you're make them rebel against you. What's going on? Don't you want more people to be involved in veganism? I honestly came up here wanting to be a vegan, but now what the heck, man?
So
You're
I-
just so pissed off.
So
Hold on.
are you not
Relax.
vegan
Let's
because I'm
be
pissed
clean
off?
the waters, Moon. You joined late, and what happens is Alone is telling us things that we already know, and he's accusing us of me and Poise not knowing things that we already know. And when Alone is asking us a question, it's like, "Hey, do you know about this?" We say yes, and then he explains to us what it is, even though we know. So we tell him, "Alone, stop talking. We know what 2 plus 2 is. We don't have to explain to us terminology of mathematics of 2 plus 2 because we already know this." But
Understood.
Alone wants
But he was also claiming that you guys don't have the full image, and when he wanted to explain his position clearly, it seemed like, I don't know, you guys kept laughing, and the other was pissed off, and we just want to listen.
Moon, I'll explain to you one last thing. Alone is accusing me and Post of not knowing how farming works in India. We say that we know, and then Alone is accusing us of not knowing, so he inserted himself into explaining to us how the farming works in India, even though we already told him what we know. So he's just presenting himself as the all-knowing person and accusing us of not knowing stuff.
Well, if you guys actually know it, then his accusations are not worthwhile.
Exactly.
And I know you guys don't want to get involved in things you've been through before, but it doesn't explain you being, I don't know, it feels like you guys are not that respectful
The issue is
with him.
Alone has been given a stage for 10, 20 minutes to talk, and he hasn't stopped.
You know, at the end of the day, you'll have to also understand that you're in the English Hub server,
Yeah.
which, you know, people are not having it easy to express themselves sometimes, right?
Sure.
So, yeah,
can I
I'll
ask
have
you a
to put
question?
that in mind as well.
Can I ask you a question? I calm down right now, and I'm talking to a different person, so I'm definitely gonna be not as pissed off. But I want to ask you a question. Do you think it's a good justification to continue hurting individuals if an individual who's speaking out for those individuals, if a person who's speaking out for those individuals is a bit rude? Do you think it's like this person is speaking out for to end violence in the family, right? To end everybody thinking it's okay to beat your wife, but they're talking kind of rude. So I'm gonna continue to beat my wife.
Well,
Do you think
I
that's a good
understand
justification?
that his words are kind of appearing to be rude, but I could also say the same thing because you're kind of being harsh, right?
But it's about like don't shoot the messenger. Let's talk about the
But
message, not the messenger.
but
The
you
message. The
you
message.
said like they are dying on street, and I was clearing my point that they are dying on street, but they are taught how to survive on street.
By dying.
Come on,
Yo,
they
guy,
are
it's not
they
that
are
deep.
See?
Just
taught
go and
how
eat
they
some burger.
can get food for themselves.
Yeah, by eating plastic.
Let's talk about the main issue. The reason why India is so big when it comes to like exporting of beef meat and animal products is because they are okay with this form of exploitation. India wouldn't be in top 3 beef exporters if they had an issue with creating animals and killing them.
Oh, totally forgot the issue where the dairy cows who were kicked out of dairies are sometimes kidnapped and killed, cross the border and killed for beef. Yeah, we forgot about that. That's great survival.
Had you said that, I wouldn't have, interrupted saying that you do not know the full picture.
I know the full picture.
Come on, you are again.
We have activists in
Alright.
India that we do talk to, and they literally live in India and tell us how horrible it is.
That's what I'm saying. It is horrible when you say that they are kidnapped and they are slaughtered. It is horrible. But
Does
when
that
you
happen?
leave them to road, they are not all dying.
Wait, am I lying? Does that not happen? That cows and buffaloes are kidnapped and like cross the border and slaughtered?
I said you are absolutely right at that
Yeah.
point. Did I not?
Does it not happen that cows just like die in the street because they're starved or attacked by dogs or because they ate so much plastic that they just like literally their intestines like stop functioning? Does that not happen?
So you are saying if you let people free and if they die because of their consequences, it's your responsibility.
If you made them in the first place, yes. We created
Shouldn't-
these animals, we bred them. If you let your child in the street when they're a toddler, 3 years old, and they die, yes, it's your responsibility. You shouldn't have let the toddler like fucking leave your house or your...
This is like me having as many kids so like the government pays me for children, and then as soon as the government stops paying me for children, I just put them on the street. This is the problem, right?
No, but it's worse because you brought those children in the first place. You paid somebody. Farmers in India pay somebody to impregnate those cows so that they have more cows. They are literally responsible for them, but they don't care about their well-being, so they kick them out to fend for themselves in the streets. And sure, some people's like, by the way, I don't remember the name of the sanctuaries in India. They're highly exploitative, some of them, but others are good. But there are sanctuaries in India as well that they collect the left dairy cows and they care for them. And others who continue exploiting those same animals. So...
I know name of one. Gau Upchar something it is.
Who sell
So,
dairy? They
there is
sell
another
dairy,
one.
don't they?
No, sanctuary name it is Gau Upchar. Then there was something like there are 2 or 3 sanctuary names, and one of them is Gau Upchar.
Yeah.
In
No, I
my
just meant
locality.
I just
That's
meant
what I can
Goshala in general. My pronunciation is gonna be shit because I'm not Indian, but I just meant this. Yeah, Goshala. Thank you. Right. So can we talk to somebody else? Moon.
Okay.
Yes, I
Yes.
just want this clarified a little bit. You know, since we all agree that artificial impregnating cows is wrong, why are we discussing cows in the street thingy?
Oh, because
don't
Yeah, because
understand.
you kind of missed the context. So if you, let's say, I'm going to put it in a human context because it's very clear, but then we can make the distinction. If you breed a child, right, you bring a child into this world, and you know that the child is mentally challenged or something, right? And the child can't fend for themselves in any kind of way because that's how they function, right? They don't function
Yeah.
very well. So they're never gonna grow out to be like a person who can take care of themselves. Would you agree that that person is responsible for that child? If I breed that kind of child, I'm responsible for them, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So if farmers breed dairy cows who are just by the fact that they are bred into the setting of a farm and their genetics and stuff, they can't take care of themselves. So why, when farmers kick out dairy cows that can no longer get impregnated, they asking these animals who can't take care of themselves generally to take care of themselves. So India is, the streets are full of like dead cows who died because I don't know, abuse or being attacked by dogs or just starving.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I'm
Well,
saying. So
okay.
this entire conversation, though, started because Alone said, well, you're going to lock up those animals and it's like slavery. And we're like, no, you put them in sanctuary because otherwise they would get killed outside. You can't expect them to take care of themselves. We need to continue to take care of them. That's why sanctuaries exist. And it's not like slavery in any kind of way. Just because they can't leave doesn't mean that they are slaves, right? They're slaves in dairies because they're exploited. Exploitation is the thing that makes slavery wrong.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, okay. There is this one little thing. Can we, instead of saying that, because the whole topic here is about veganism or vegan and, the other, I don't know, what do you call people who eat meat? But
Whatever they call themselves.
yeah, whatever they call themselves, right? So, yeah, the conversation is about these people. How is this related to being vegan?
How does what relate to being a vegan?
Discussing animal sanctuaries and shit, because it seems like just a poor planning issue,
Yeah.
right? So maybe a question would be, if people in India had it planned correctly and perfectly, and when they artificially impregnated the cows, decided to, keep the babies and have responsibilities for them, would you then accept,
No.
no,
No,
eating
absolutely
meat
no.
and stuff?
No, they're slaves. As vegans, we are advocating for stopping breeding animals just to exploit and kill them, right? But the question arose, well, what would happen if we all collectively in the entire world stop eating animal products now, or stop exploiting animals and killing them? What would happen to these animals? And Felix and I proposed that we should continue caring for them until old age. That means sanctuaries, that means all kinds of stuff. But if we stop breeding them, then we stop creating more slaves. So I would absolutely say no. A dairy production is immoral, even if the animals have like really good lives. But like it's inherent, because you can't think of somebody's best interest and exploit them at the same time. Those are opposing kind of actions or thought processes, right?
Well, I do believe that a lot of what people do to each other is manipulation, and that's how things work.
But
I
should
don't
they
know.
work like that?
I don't know. It seems like, if you study maybe psychology and spirituality, you do realize that people brainwash each other just for goods.
But,
Yeah, I study
is it-
quite a lot of psychology. I love these conversations, but unfortunately, right now, this conversation is completely irrelevant to veganism because
Yeah, agree.
you're talking about manipulation, and manipulation is wrong. So we're talking
Yeah.
about animal exploitation, and animal exploitation is wrong. And
But
now,
no,
what we want
wait,
to
relax. I don't think that manipulation is wrong. I just said that's it's a
What?
phenomena. It happens.
What do you think? You mean it's not wrong to manipulate somebody?
No, it's not. Why would you
Really?
moralize
wait.
it?
Was it ethical to manipulate someone into like rape?
It's not ethical.
There you go.
But
That's
the,
what
the
we're asking.
problem is
Right
not
and
the
wrong is
manipulation. The problem is in the act that you would want the guy to do. Manipulation is okay.
well,
Rape
ethics
is not
starts.
okay.
Ethics starts in conversations about like this, right? If you manipulate somebody into doing something, it's unethical. When we say right or wrong, that's what we're talking
No.
about. So it's wrong to
but
manipulate
right
somebody
is
because it's
wrong.
unethical, right?
Well, it's wrong to rape. That's what I'm saying.
Well, it's not wrong to manipulate somebody into raping.
Yeah, the problem isn't the manipulation itself. The problem is that you attach rape with it, right?
Yeah, that's what we are asking. Is it wrong to manipulate somebody to rape?
Yes.
There
not
you
because
go.
manipulation
So we
is wrong,
agree.
though.
We agree.
Right?
But it's also
Good.
so irrelevant to the vegan question.
Yeah,
that-
but
can we go
you
back?
Were like you were putting in correlation and correspondence the act of manipulation that humans do to each other, and the abuse of
No,
animals.
I'm just trying to
Wait,
bring it
I
back to
wanna-
veganism. I'm just trying to continue.
I have an amazing way to take it back. So is it wrong to
Sure.
manipulate someone into harming sentient beings? So if I could make an ad that, let's say, harming, beating, and killing and stabbing whoever is okay, would you say that's ethical?
That's not ethical. No.
Okay, so then would you also be against advertising animal products onto TVs?
Sure.
Okay.
I don't know.
So would you also be against consuming animal products because that's kind of like showing that you're okay with that action?
Well, I kind of, you see, our perception is different because you see animals as the same as humans.
No. I see animals as individuals, not the same as humans, but just individuals who are worth having a life.
And they are.
They are individuals, yeah.
Mm.
So then like, if you're non-vegan, you would kind of like disrespect those individuals by consuming them.
Not particularly, no.
Well, if you're paying to kill someone, that's a form of disrespect.
Well, yeah, someone, sure.
Yeah, those animals are individuals. I would call them someones as well.
Oh, all right, but you do realize that we as humans stray for the continuity of, let's say, living in general.
We can do that without harming animals.
Sure. And it's not like we want to eradicate animals or all of a sudden we need them.
For what?
We need them to eat. Sure.
No, well, when you say need, you're kind of implying that we should. Like, we need them in our life. My question is, like,
Because
how
we
do we
do.
How do we need them?
I see that our digestive system or whatever, I think we are kind of built to eat meat, and we have those, if you look at the mirror and smile, see a pretty smile, and you see those little thingies that you eat meat with, it's kind of built in within you to eat meat and shit, right?
There you go, post. Canines. What's your... Wait, post? Do you want to answer that?
No, I'm here. What was the...
Humans are built to eat meat, so we need to eat meat.
Oh, sure. So how do I exist? I haven't eaten animal products in 10 years.
I respect that. I mean, it's your decision.
No. Hold on. That's a different claim. The claim was that humans need animal products. So how do I exist?
I see what you're doing. All right.
I'm
cool.
pointing out that we don't need animal products to
Yeah,
exist.
well, good.
And
I
therefore,
like,
it's
this is good.
immoral for you to pay for exploitation and slaughter of animals, as you agreed when
Okay.
talking with Felek.
That's right. That's right.
Felek, I'm
You
gonna let
got
you
me
continue.
there.
I'm gonna make some coffee, all right?
Okay, I can take
Take your time.
Yeah, so
No, actually, you see, I was trying to make a different point, but you see that's good. That's accurate. You guys are precise. It's not that we particularly need the animals, right? As we strive for continuity, it's never about survival. It's rather about, you know, how do I say this?
continuity of human species is a form of like a survival thing, but you can
It
do
is.
you can do it
Yeah.
without killing animals.
Yeah, but you know, it's not like, how do I say this?
Mhm.
Our survival. I'll have to put this into a
I'll
paper.
let you think.
All right.
You can take the time. I'm just playing some video games in the back.
All right. Thanks.
Look at yourself, brother. Eat some meat.
Bro, I'm really healthy without eating meat. There's no need to eat meat. Jesus, someone's flanking. Aye.
नहीं रखे हो गए पेट्रोल है उसमें
Any other questions? No.
It's a lot quieter now. Why? Okay, since nobody's asking question, I'll start with my dumb question again. Why do you only talk about animals when you are, talking about individuals? Why not plant and insects too?
Plants are not sentient, and insects. So if people don't care about like abusing animals, they wouldn't care about abusing insects. So we have to kind of get the fundamental that both of the individuals don't have to be harmed. People, because of like how insects are, people just don't care about them.
And what about the people who have already in their practice of abusing animals, like vegan? As vegans have, left the practice of abusing animal behind in their past, right? They are not doing it anymore. So why not, move on to respecting every individual that you are talking about and not just be limited to animals?
Well, we try to do that by minimizing the amount of harm that happens to animals.
I am asking, like, you are minimizing harms on animals. Yes, as vegan you are.
Yep.
But I'm asking, like, why is it, like a stopping end in your journey? Why not continue it further?
We will once we can. We can't do it right now. We can't continue. We can't prevent crop deaths unless animal ag is stopping. Because what do animals eat? Crops.
There are some arguments I do
And in your journey,
agree with, like eating less certain foods because of the water production, like almonds. I've completely reduced my consumption of almonds by 90%. I still have it from time to time, but yeah, I've reduced it by a massive amount. So that, yeah, Like I am reducing wherever I can, and I'm still learning about changes that I, as an individual, can do.
True.
Okay. That means you are not stopping then. That's good.
Yeah, it's just about like learning what I can do and if it's practical and possible for my situation. For example, if I can demonstrate to someone like, hey, you can drink, even though almonds are very water intensive, if I could convince someone from consuming dairy milk to consuming almond milk, then that's really good because instead of exploiting a cow and many other individuals within the process of exploiting a cow, they exploit way less individuals, which are insects, in the production of almonds. That's better. That's really good. But
And
if they
people
really
should probably
care about
people should
Sorry.
probably drink soy milk instead, so there are no animals exploited either. So, but yeah, it's an improvement.
It's just about what you can do.
But excessive consumption of soya milk and chunks is not good for your digestive health.
No, it's amazing for digestive health. I don't know why you're claiming this. Soy is really good for digestive health, for your hormonal health, for everything, and it's high in protein.
But I heard like you cannot have excessive soya chunks consumption.
No, listen.
Wait.
Yeah.
Where did you hear that from? I just want to know.
So I was, getting a diet guide on Google, and there was like you can consume soya chunks, but in a limited, what do I say, quantity.
What
You
is the
cannot
limited
have it in
quantity?
excessive.
What's the quantity?
It was around 50 grams per meal.
50 grams of soy chunks. Do you know how much protein that is? Wait, dry or wet matter? Well, wet matter makes no sense, but dry matter soy chunks, 50 grams? That's a huge amount. If I eat soy chunks, I eat about 10 grams per meal, and that's like, I don't know, but like a lot of protein. 50 grams.
How much?
But it's also wrong. Who would
individual-
say that?
Okay. Individual need around 70 grams if they weight 70.
What, sorry?
I'm asking if a person weighs 70 kg, they need around 70 gram of protein in their daily life.
Sure. Maybe a little more, actually. Probably a good idea, a bit more.
If little more, so
Yeah.
a 50 gram soya chunk, you cannot, expect that 50 gram to give you whole
Well,
50
hold on.
gram of protein.
You're talking about one ingredient in one meal, first of all. And second of all, I reject the assertion that you can't eat more than 50 grams of soy chunks. Who would say that? Soy is okay as long as you don't eat only soy, which is as long as you don't eat only one thing ever. Soy is great for your health. It's great for your gains as well, especially if you like a male and you have like testosterone. Adding some soy in there, that's really good for gains. And you can eat tofu, you can eat seitan. Do you know what seitan is?
No.
Is that a no? Sorry.
Yes. Hold on. I got to come back.
Okay. Anyways, guys, don't listen to the hype. Soy is health promoting. Replacing animal products with soy is going to be so beneficial for your health, for your gains, for everything.
But someone who's taking testosterone on TikTok as well as HRT, it's telling me otherwise.
Oh, Joe Rogan is like, takes TRT and says, I stay away from soy. Did you know, Joe Rogan, that TRT is made from soy? Amazing. Amazing stuff. People just say things. I think I wouldn't eat like 50 grams of soy chunks. Maybe I would. Like dry matter, that is just sounds like so much food. Right, Felek? Or am I wrong?
Dry.
Yeah, dry, because it doesn't have water in it. So it's basically just dehydrated, mostly protein.
Oh, TVP.
Oh, hello.
TVP, yeah.
But when you eat, don't you soak it before?
Yeah, but it wouldn't it depends on how much you soak it in, so it wouldn't it wouldn't make sense to talk about 50 grams of wet matter in case of soy chunks. So you must be talking, unless you can actually present evidence that it's in any way somehow detrimental to eat. What are the actual quantities? Is it dry matter? Is it wet matter? How detrimental is it? In what way is it detrimental?
Dry matter.
Yeah. So I think it's just based on what I know about the consumption of soy and how healthful it is, especially if replacing animal products, I call bullshit. I'm sorry. If you go into actual evidence, if you go into actual science, soy is incredibly health promoting. There are 2 studies, you can barely call them that. There are 2 case reports on 2 people who ate almost only soy, and they just gained weight and kind of got their hormones kind of fucked up. But that's a stupid way to eat. You can eat soy with vegetables and in an amount that isn't crazy, right? And then it's incredibly health promoting. Sorry.
You can fry soya and eat it, right? But I'm asking, as people can eat meat as their diet in meal course meal, soya isn't an option there.
What do you mean? Why not?
Can I consider this one question though? I mean, the question is about soy, food choices, and their relation to your morality, right? How are those food choices and morality interconnected? And why is it that there is a need to question the food choices of other people? Is it because we don't have anything to talk about?
Your mic has the same issue as yesterday. It's incredibly hard to understand what you're saying because it just gets cut off in the middle. But what are you asking even? Can you make it short? Can you ask a short question before your mic cuts off?
I agree with the girl.
I mean, okay. How is your food choices and the question of your morality that is connected?
Well, because if your food creates the most amount of victims in the food system, then it becomes moral, the most amount of sentient animals.
So is there anything that so predation you're saying is wrong by that standard?
I don't understand the question.
What?
So predation is wrong by that standard.
So me and Felix are gonna disagree, I think, again. I would say yes, predation is wrong, but it's not like a moral question to humans. It's wrong too. Because it's wrong because it creates victims. So if we can prevent predation, we should. Right now we can't. So it's kind of one of those things. It's wrong, but we can't prevent it.
So we know something is wrong, yet we cannot prevent it in other beings, but we can't limit the use of that in ourselves. Is why you are saying that us as humans have the capacity for change, so we shouldn't harm animals?
Exactly. So let's say you live in a society where rape is prevalent, right? You can't stop everybody from raping, but what you can do is not rape yourself, right? You can abstain from raping.
In matriarchal societies, it was debated at one time that was considered to be a form of expression, and overall, now we have seen that it was not the right form of expression.
Yeah. I would say when you violate somebody is not a great form of expression. It could be a great form of expression for you as a rapist, but it would be wrong for the person who's the victim of your actions, right?
No.
I agree.
That was absurd.
It wouldn't be. I think human beings, by their nature, I mean, all beings know what kind of an act is right and what is not.
And yet rape exists.
in the present times, we cannot actually go with the intellectual hypocrisy that we do not know, because we have seen through the past experiences what is
Yeah.
right and what is not, and
Mhm.
societies of the past have experienced these events. So we cannot actually say that something has been
Yeah.
is something that not correct. So by that standard, we have seen that famines have existed, leading to people to okay, I'll keep myself short, but so I'll just say one point. Yeah.
Yeah. Just say it.
Can you say the point incredibly succinctly, because I don't understand what you're saying?
The point being that we cannot attempt to do the intellectual hypocrisy that we do not know what is right, because societies of the past have existed and have experimented with vegan ideas, and they have not actually benefited them.
Well, I'm not trying to point out to the people in the past what's wrong and what's
Let me
right.
talk.
Hold on. I'm trying to point out to the people in the 21st century who have the ability, who have the choice to go vegan and be healthy and survive, but choose not to. And that's what makes the choice to slit somebody's throat when you can not slit somebody's throat. That's what makes it immoral.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, for your food choices and your moral authority shouldn't be that interconnected. I mean, you are taking one thing and then using it as, I mean, as an example, that a person who chooses to one thing to animals will do the same thing to human beings. Or you are considering animals under the same group as human beings. But
Yes. Listen. Let me talk. Don't laugh at me, bro.
Yeah, go talk.
If we can, if we can eat animals, so that means we can eat people too. And eating people is illegal.
No.
So
No.
I think eating animal is illegal too. And don't disagree with me. Stop eating animals. Stop eating animals. Why? Why you eating? Why you're torturing animals? This is not good.
Wait, Anas, I have a question for you. Ready?
I'm vegan as fuck.
Are you? What do you eat?
Your name sounds like Islamic name.
Wait, it doesn't matter. Anas, are you
What?
vegan?
Huh?
Are you vegan?
Yes, I'm vegan. I don't eat
Okay.
animals.
What do you eat, man? What do you eat?
I eat vegetables and fruits and
Like,
everything good.
What did you eat today?
I didn't eat because I'm fasting right now. I'm Muslim.
Okay. What you gonna eat? Like,
I'm gonna eat. I'm thinking about making mashed potatoes and a slice of meat. I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna eat meat, bro. I'm gonna eat potatoes and some how to say, like, we have a traditional food. It called burek. I don't know how to explain it in English, but you know what? I'm not gonna eat meat. I don't like eating animals because it's not a good thing, bro.
okay. I don't know if you're vegan or not. I was just kind of curious because your answers are kind of weird. That's all.
Yeah.
It's just because I don't know English good. I'm trying to
That's fine.
to make my English
I'm
better.
Arabian, and it seems like he have some hint of sarcasm.
I think so as well. Yeah, but I wanna.
What does it mean, sarcasm? What does it mean, sarcasm? Please explain.
That you're joking, but I wanna ask just people who just came into this VC, are any of you non-vegan? And if so, what's your best justification for eating meat?
Are you telling
Being
me that I am not vegan?
I think vegans are vegan starters. That's why being veganism can be connected to starting a war. So I'd rather keep my peace. I guess yes.
Oh no, I remember you. Like,
You start. Okay, you remember me.
I remember
Uh,
your really shit justifications, and I remember like trying to ask you about them, and we didn't go anywhere.
Yeah, I think I remember you too, Anas. I think I remember you.
Anas,
To be
yeah.
honest, this is my third time. I'm on Discord right now, so I never been into your.
Well, maybe
I
you
don't know
were
what do you
that memorable. Maybe you were just like so outrageously memorable. What's up, Davey?
Oh, Davey here.
Yeah.
That's good.
So listen, guys, listen. Actually, I'm not vegan yet, but I wanna be vegan. So I need you to convince me.
Well, would you like some resources? Do you know why you should be vegan, and do you need some help, or do you still
No,
want to be
for real. Yeah, I need some resources. I really wanna be vegan. I'm not kidding right now.
Since it sound like you definitely want some help. There you go. Challenge 22. You sign up to this and you get as many resources as you need to try to see what it's like being vegan for 22 days.
Yeah.
And what's really good about
Yeah,
this, it's when you try it, you're gonna get a lot of nutritional help, any resources that you need. And my friend Dingus, he has an amazing link, and I do recommend.
Yeah, to be honest, I'm thinking about being vegan.
You should.
Where is it?
Yeah, it's running this idea. It's running in my mind a lot these days. I want to be vegan. I want to try it. I want to try this lifestyle.
It's not a
I want to
lifestyle,
see
it's
my
a philosophy.
body. How I want to change my body with this new
Oh,
lifestyle.
no, hold
you
on,
know?
hold on. We have a conversation still to have because veganism is not for you, it's for the animals. You are
Yeah,
not
I know,
trying
it's for the
hold on.
animals too.
You are not trying on veganism to make your body feel good. That would be plant-based, and if it's the only thing that you mentally can do, that's fine. But mentally, you got to get into the groove of not wanting to create victims. That's what veganism is. Veganism is abstaining from exploiting and killing animals for stuff that you don't need.
Okay,
Yeah, it's for protecting animals too. I know.
I disagree because our ancestor used to eat animals, not like
Ooh.
not trees, not trees, not grass. We are not built. We're not just biologically. We are not to be eating that. We are eating animals. Eat cats, cows,
Hold on,
beef,
Meow.
milk.
Wait, Meow. I just want to say hello to you because you sound like someone who's new. Everyone else probably had a conversation with us. Post, would you like to entertain the question that because we're omnivores, I'm guessing, Meow, just tell me if what I'm saying it's wrong. Because we're omnivores, we should eat whatever we want.
Yeah. So, Meow, how do I exist? For context, I've been vegan for 10 years.
How do you exist?
Yeah. If we biologically humans have to eat meat because our ancestors did it or whatever the fuck. Our ancestors, by the way, died at like 30 from tooth decay. Like taking any nutritional advice from our ancestors would be kind of silly. But also I'm asking you, I've been vegan for 10 years. How do I exist?
How do you exist?
Yeah.
Well, actually, you got some nutrition. That's why you exist. But like, here's the thing.
Yeah.
You know,
I got
your-
some
your
nutrition from
existence is
plants,
something-
right?
you-
No, hold on. Hold on. One thing at
Let
a
me
time.
complete my point. I have to complete my point.
You have completed it.
I don't care about your existence. You don't have to tell me the reason behind your existence. You can exist eating
that's
grass. The
obfuscation.
thing here is our ancestor were heavily relying on the animals because animals provide them more energy, more nutrition, increased survival rates, and also helps them to how they can thrive and help and protect themselves from predators.
Okay, you made your point.
I literally need to ask this
Yeah,
question.
go.
Meow.
I was distracted by this guy raising his hand.
I had to, because if we're saying we've done this and it worked amazingly in the past, we should continue doing it, right? And if that's the claim that you're willing to hold, then we should go back to slavery, because slavery we did so much progress with slavery. If we didn't pay anyone any money and we just like have them in a shed, give them some food, we can build so many things much quicker as long as we whip them every once in a while.
Well, let me tell you a thing here. So you're saying about we gotta go back to the past and then we have to go to the slavery as
No,
well.
no, no.
But that's a two different things.
Wait,
No,
wait,
let me
wait, wait,
flip.
wait. That's a straw man. That's a straw man. Hold on. I'm saying that if I'm gonna use your reasoning to continue harming animals, then we can also use this analogy with other forms of harm that we do to other individuals.
Well, listen, this is not based on the times. What do you mean? There's a difference between biologically designed for something and then at the same time when you come up with
Well,
the
then
idea of
answer
a
my
time.
question.
The-
How do
listen, it's
answer my
postmod-
question?
postmod-
How do I exist? If we biologically designed to eat meat, how do I exist? If I haven't eaten any animal products for 10 years, I don't only exist. I'm healthy and I lived.
That's another thing.
No, that's
Existence
not
is
another thing that addresses directly your ramblings. I'm asking you a question.
But like,
If you are right,
But listen, if your
No,
existence
not
is,
if you
your
listen.
existence, listen, postmortem. If you would speak, if you'd speak a little louder, you wouldn't get to be proved as right, right? You have to allow me, and then I'll give you a point. Here's
I'm
the point.
asking you a
Your
question
existence is not
directly.
no,
No,
let me
I-
answer it. Let me answer.
Fuck me.
Let me answer.
Yeah. Yes or no, please.
If the existence is your argument, that this is baseless, because the problem here is if you can eat animal and you can exist, then that's the same thing that justifies that animal will also help us to survive, right? So we should
No.
eat animals as well.
No, animals
Why
don't
not?
help us to survive.
Why not?
Though.
You just
No,
no.
animals
I'm eating
don't
animals.
help
I'm
us to
eating animals
survive.
for 10 years and I'm surviving. I'm eating animals and I'm existing.
I'm not just surviving. I'm thriving. No, no.
If
The
my
question is
body
different.
if my body accepts
Your claims are
animal
wrong.
meat,
That's what I'm trying to
Wait, guys,
demonstrate
we're
to you.
all over
Yeah.
the place. So let's go one by one. Post,
Yeah, yeah.
what do you want to criticize and why?
Sure. Both of your assertions are wrong. Both the assertion that we biologically need to eat animal products and that animal products help us survive. Both are bad assertions. They are factually wrong. Because, number one, not only I, but many people exist without eating animal products, and we don't just exist, we thrive. I lift weights and I'm generally healthy. But the other thing is that eating animal products and exploiting animals and killing them for food and other products is actually detrimental to our societies, to human flourishing. If we stopped, we would flourish better.
okay, instead of using philosophical words, can you come up with any reliable source behind your
Sure.
behind no listen behind your reasoning, because you just literally came up with the idea of, oh, it's really detrimental if you have, but like that's just saying. I don't agree with the saying. I want you to give any reference behind
Sure, I'm
your
giving you a
finding
reference.
on it.
Yeah,
Is there
I'm giving
any
you a reference.
scientific
Fuck me. Can you not talk for as long? I'm giving you a reference. I put in the side chat. If we adopted a plant-based diet, we would reduce global agricultural land by 75% and cropland by 2 million hectares.
Can I just quickly say something, Post? I think what they're criticizing, what Meow is objecting to, is the health claims.
Are
so
you
I'm
just
trying to-
making a health claim?
Okay, put the words in my mouth. Yeah, that's what
No,
I'm making.
we're asking you, are you making a health claim? Are you making the...
You just literally gave me the data. You just literally gave me the data that indicates that how we can do this, and then the outcome will help us to, make things better in the world. If the world would adopt these kind of plant-based diet, we would reduce like global agricultural land use, right? So here's the thing. You are
answer
not
the
actually
question.
listening. The whole point that I was making was more about that we are biologically, again, I'm going to say, and I'm going to repeat myself again and again, we are biologically designed to eat
Yeah, he's
animals.
a troll, Felix.
Because
he's a troll.
naturally, our ancestors were not smart, but they were smart enough to know that they have to eat animal in order to survive, and they did so. They were the earlier humans. They were earlier humans, and whatever they did have to do more with their biology rather than having some complex reasoning of their society. Some people like postmodern gonna tell them, "Hey, eat some grass because
I'm not telling anybody to the
eating."
fucking ancestors. I'm telling it to people who live in the 21st century and
No,
have the fucking choice.
You want people to eat grass, right? You want people to eat grass because they want.
I never eaten grass in
gonna-
my fucking life. I eat plants, not grass.
Hold on. I'm gonna take over real quick because I wanna
Go
get
for
through
it.
the set points.
Some
Meow.
kind of
If you're
fucking-
saying if we are biologically designed to do something, we should do it, and if our ancestors did it, we should continue the habit.
Well, I would say yeah because if you're rephrasing my words, yeah.
No, I'm just
If you're-
trying to understand your point. So we
Yeah,
can
that's a
be
really
on
good thing if you're trying to understand. I like it. Okay, yeah, I would say, yeah, kind of the way,
Okay.
kind of. It should be that way.
So should it be with all of the actions that we participate into?
What do you mean by that?
So I'm gonna give you like one thing that our ancestors did, and that was like kind of within their biology. So something that our ancestors did was also rape, right? And what the reason
Guys,
why
this guy
rape
is
was
gonna burn us
happening,
out.
also in nature, why it happens, is to spread your seed, as people say it, right? So because our ancestors did it, and they were biologically designed to be stronger than females and had the necessary tools to force themselves into females, would that be
I
something
think
that we should
there's
also
a problem
continue?
here.
Should that be also something that we should do as well because our ancestors did it?
There are two things here, okay?
Wait, just let me answer, please.
Yeah, I'm just gonna like point something in your answer, right? And nothing else. I just want to listen for the rest.
Sure.
Right. So there are two things you answered for, but it kind of is, when you guys connect things together, right? So there are two things, right? There is biologically designed for it, and there is our ancestors did it, right?
Yeah.
Well, I
Both are
asked them
fallacies. There are-
specifically, like, if those both things are true, then does it make the action okay or ethical? They agreed to.
Well, listen. Okay, Moon. I think you should.
Can
give
I
up
go? Please, meow.
Yes, meow says yes, meow.
Yes. All right. So, yeah, I think there is two things biologically designed for it, and our ancestors do it, right? So I think we are biologically designed to eat meat, regardless of what our ancestors did, right?
Sure.
So, yeah, to make the claim that our ancestors raped or whatever, I mean, we're designed to be able to have intercourse, right?
And
That
also
doesn't
forced-
particularly mean that we have to do rape and shit.
Yes,
right?
yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Okay, listen. Okay. now
Yeah,
here's the
but
thing.
we
I'll-
have
I'll-
intercourse.
Let him cook.
But look,
Okay,
but look,
okay, now-
but look,
okay, now
we
I think
have
there-
intercourse. We use our genitalia, right?
Sure.
Yeah, but not in a way
Okay,
that's
listen,
like not in a way that
let's-
like
let's-
violates consent, right? Or violates like
Violates
exploits
consent, yeah.
somebody.
Violates consent, yes. Well, and in the perception of veganism, you see that you guys are exploiting individuals, while for us, we don't see it maybe as exploiting them, right?
But the issue is, I can say I rape my wife, but I don't see it as a rape because I don't see her as a victim. That could be used as well, like when it comes to.
Well,
these
you're going to be confusing the whole
Well-
topic here was vegan, and I feel I feel really unfortunate to listen that we are going to be having like when I came up with the argument of biologically designed.
You
to
came
be
up
confused
with it, I'm sure.
to be now listen up. I know you were gonna pop in, but like with the rape, it was a different thing that I want you to be more real. I want you. Hey,
What?
Mardrok is under the sea.
is actually going to be finding some really great things in the sea, right?
The reason? Do you understand the reason why I
Yo,
brought
I'm
up
sorry,
that
what happened?
topic?
Why did somebody take my name? I don't see.
Your
no, bro,
microphone is making noises.
Like, can we get? I'm not sure who.
The air
Can
keeps
you- can
louder
you-
in your microphone than you.
Okay. The thing is, if I keep, okay, I'll just mute myself if I'm not speaking anything.
Yeah.
But I had like unmuted because I was trying to be part of the conversation, and if I do not say it for a long time, then it picks up the noise from the
No, it's
surrounding
fine.
area.
You can turn it off. You can turn
Okay.
it off.
But yeah, Meow, do you understand the reason why I brought up this topic?
Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree with eating plants. You know, I do that. I like
No.
vegetables.
Do you understand the reason why I brought up the rape topic into this equation?
Well, that's another thing. That's another thing that have more to do with ethics and
Yes.
and what
Right.
what
Thanks.
have.
Thanks for saying that.
But veganism has to do with ethics as well. That's why both of them are kind of similar in terms of like injustice.
Well,
But the
listen, I
vegan
think
question is more of a moral kind.
Homer.
How is ethical?
Wait, let Meow answer that, please.
Okay.
So, I would say there is a difference between the ethics is just a humanly created stuff, which is just to make society more organized and more you have to create an order that control individuals in a way, because ethics also influence the societal norms, and societal norms control individuals because individuals are chaotic. If they go outside and be what they are, that will not be the same. We have to stop people from what they are naturally. So we have to control the nature of them.
Oh my god, this is something amazing that you're saying right now. Holy, this is like pro-veganism. Keep cooking.
I'm actually going to be having a hard time explaining because you're going to take a little word and then says nothing. But no, I'm not.
I agree with you that we should take when we understand ethics and when we understand nature, and two things are conflicting with each other, then we should be more moral with the choices that we do. If we know that, like in nature, people can kill their own babies if they don't look healthy enough, which happens in nature, it can happen with humans as well. We should still try to save the baby because we have the means to save the baby. We have medication. We have all of these things, right? So
I think you should give humanity the choice of doing something rather than take away from their individual right for self-determination. As the right for self-determination, they can take the choice.
Your
But we
microphone is
as
terrible.
being part
Hard
of the
time
social,
understanding you. Hard time understanding
we
you.
I mean, just for the reason that you may end up taking something away from this room and end up doing something, so I just thought that I'll correct you.
Okay, hard time understanding you. Microphone scratch, but like, yeah, I did get your point. So now, for this case, I was interrupted by Felix. I don't know what he got to be thinking that I'm, whatever. I'm not. Put me in any category. I'm going to be with my point, and that point is human nature, right? It has a lot to do with psychological and biological aspect of it. So for my whole point, let me just consider my point here. I'm not going to go really long with this. The point here is what really mattered for our ancestor was their survival, their well-being, and then over time we had a less fear about surviving. We had a less fear of thriving and doing these kind of weird stuff. Then we moved on to becoming more civilized because people started to reason. People started to make reason about things. But biologically, you can see our digestive system compared to biology. And if you look at evolutionary evidence for our ancestors, you can literally understand the way our physical body and digestive systems are designed, and the nutrition that we need cannot be easily taken from the plants. So we must have to rely on the animals to get something like B12. And now listen to me. I'm going to tell you one thing more here. You can't deny the fact that we need animals. We need animals.
I will deny it.
I will deny it too.
I think we were having discussion with Meowster for at least 2 days. Even yesterday, day before yesterday, still you were saying same thing. Why?
Yeah, so I don't even know why you're like circling back to evolution and to the past. Like, what kind of relevance does it have?
Okay, it have a really great relevance. Good question with a good answer we're going to give you. Well, actually, evolution influenced the way we are right now, and evolution is so
Yeah.
slow. It's so
Sure.
slow that you can think, you can still think that evolution is influencing right
Right.
away the way you're. People are like vegans. Hey, you gotta eat the plant, but it doesn't make you healthy. You can't get the proteins from that much.
Like, can you look at my
Can you
picture?
not?
Can you look at my picture? Do I look skinny, unhealthy? I don't know.
Okay,
me.
now listen. Here's the thing.
No,
You
can
look
you answer the
skinny-
question,
you-
please? No.
you-
You're monologuing.
You can literally,
Can
you can
answer my
literally
question?
ask. Okay, listen. You're not going to be having the right conversation this way. I would say you look skinny. So what? You have to eat meat.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, I see. Yeah.
You have to
Yeah,
eat
sure.
meat. Now you're trying
Yeah,
to like
okay.
put the words in my mouth, and that's what everybody is doing here. So actually, I'm going to be staying with my position, and if you do have, then answer me. Why do we have a physical structure and also digestive system that actually digest the meat and allow
Yeah,
us
so-
Well, that's a
so-
eat
different
them?
claim.
So vegans. Okay, let me
That's
respond to that.
That's
Yeah,
because
yeah,
the
okay,
biological advantage we have to eat animals.
Yeah.
Animals are
Yeah,
for
okay.
something eating.
Yeah, let me be straightforward here. I don't think that any vegan has to deny this fact, actually. And there's actually no reason to deny it because we can trivially grant that point. We can say we are capable of doing that. Yeah, we can. And maybe we have been evolutionary prepared to do so. But that, mister, that's a different, because that's actually what we call like an is-ought fallacy or a naturalistic fallacy. Just because we have something doesn't mean that we should do it. Right?
Why not? Your
I'm-
ethical framework is actually making some contradiction with biological reality.
No,
It's not.
what
You
I'm
obviously
saying
don't
is
know about evolution.
Yeah.
All of our
Yeah.
evolutionary traits are similar to those of great apes, which have primarily plant-based diets with the ability to digest small amounts of meat.
Nah, that's another lie because the thing here is if your
Okay, this dude's a
evolutionary if your evolution no listen Debbie you know what, if people don't agree with you
And
then
name
you
some
call them a
evolutionary
troll.
traits.
Debbie, you call them
those of the
troll
apes
who,
that I
who don't
mentioned.
agree with you.
Just
No,
name
listen.
the traits. Dissimilar
Okay,
traits. Go ahead.
Okay, listen. So, do you agree that whatever we are is also a product of our history, right? Is a product of our long evolutionary history. Do you agree on that?
Yes, but that's not an answer.
And would you like to eat grass?
We don't
See, you're a
eat grass.
troll.
No,
Yeah,
listen.
you
Why
troll.
wouldn't you like to eat grass?
I don't have the ability to digest grass.
Yeah, that's
I don't.
amazing.
Wait,
now
wait,
you
wait,
just
wait,
proved my
hold on.
point here.
But there are like
I have-
30,000
No,
plants
no.
that we do have the ability to digest. So you're creating a straw man. Why are you creating a
Right, I
straw
have the
man?
ability to
Do you not
digest
want to
Exactly.
engage in a manner that
Yeah.
respects all the
Starches.
people in the room?
Yeah, you're assuming, mister, you're assuming that we
Okay,
can't
I'm
actually
the
digest
one.
plants at
I'm
all.
the one who's defending my point. So don't call me troller. If you want to go
Well, then
along
don't
with me.
behave like a troll.
Can I
No,
just,
Debbie.
wait,
Debbie,
can I just-
nobody
can I-
reminded me the way you're
Guys,
reminding me.
guys,
So you
guys,
should be
guys.
just a little patient.
I just want to say something. They may
mean,
be a
what?
troll, but I don't think they're a troll. They just sound very uneducated. Which is
Yeah, I'm really uneducated. I'm really uneducated. You can educate me, okay? So that's
we
what
can
I'm here
actually
for.
show you papers and documents, actual meta-analysis studies demonstrated that eating meat can have long-term side effects. If you're interested,
And then I can show you the studies of eating plants can also have some long-term consequences and impact on your health. Do
okay.
you want to see that? Let me search on Google. You can find every paper, research paper, if you
No,
search
that's
on.
not true. That is not true.
Wait. Let's learn something from this. Let's learn something. Do you understand
That's
what?
not true.
Let me just ask. Let me ask the Meow. Meow. Do you know the hierarchy of evidence?
Yeah, exactly.
What is that?
Yeah.
Wait. I'm just
Here
asking.
we go.
Like, wait. Just let's educate. Let's not make fun of people. Let's educate. Do you know what the hierarchy of evidence is? Meow.
Yeah, so the hierarchy of evidence as like, basically.
Just
Okay, now let this
Wait.
guy speak.
wait.
Is
I just
more-
want. Meow. It's a simple yes or no question. Do you know what the hierarchy of evidence is?
I think I would know if you would tell me more about it.
Okay, I'll let my other vegan friend tell you what it is.
Yeah, so I think you already alluded to it. So the hierarchy of evidence, because you basically brought up the point of like you can find studies that would prove any points, and I was actually interjecting and I was saying that's not true. And if we look at the hierarchy of evidence, there is, as the name suggests, there's like a hierarchy. So not all evidence is created equal. So on the top of the hierarchy, we actually have like meta-analyses and systematic reviews. So these studies, they are actually compilations of numerous other studies. So a meta-analysis or a systematic review is only so good as the individual studies are in it, essentially. And below that, we have like randomized controlled trials, right? So these are causal intervention trials where you basically can establish cause and effect. So they're tightly controlled, but they're not what we call ecological. So in terms of like, you don't prove, you can prove causality, but you cannot really know how people in real life outside of that setting would behave. And for that, yeah, okay. You go on. Sorry.
I'm just going to put in the side channel the hierarchy of evidence if you're interested in knowing what it is.
So if I can say another, if I can add on it.
Yeah.
Well, sorry, one
so
second.
you can see there, like the systematic reviews and meta-analysis would sit on top.
Oh, I'm muted.
Yeah, then the RCTs, these are intervention trials. And the cohort studies that are in the middle, they are like observational nature. Now, let me be clear.
How would you identify for all the evidence to be like having that kind of hierarchy?
Sorry, I can explain it pretty simply, the idea of hierarchy of evidence. So we have some...
No, he explained to me.
No, but I can explain it in a different way, so it's like really, really clear to every...
it's going to be the same thing,
Yeah.
I got it.
If it's so it would become really, really clear to other people also in the room, you selfish bastard. So can you listen for a second? So the hierarchy of evidence specifically for eating meat is such. So we can point at our ancestors, and our ancestors ate meat, so that's a historical evidence, not even on the fucking hierarchy of evidence. We have some evidence that we can digest meat. Yeah, true, but it's not evidence that we have to digest meat, that we have to eat meat. And then we have on the top hierarchy of evidence, we have amazing evidence for the fact that humans can live and thrive without eating animal products. That's the best evidence you can find.
Yeah, that's the same thing that he said.
Yeah, but
what are your doubts, or like what are your objections to the hierarchy of evidence? If we are actually assuming that not all evidence is created equal, that there is also like a quality behind the evidence, what would be your rebuttal essentially to that?
But I got the idea, so let's move on to the topic, right? So there is evidence. There is the evidence for everything, and then there is a quality. There is a qualities for those evidence, right?
Yes.
And then there is
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, Felix, you don't. Okay, Felix, you don't have to make me feel like I'm kind of like.
I'm really excited
getting
when
into
people start to understand certain puzzle pieces.
But
But
like you're not. Okay, hear me out. Okay, hear me out, bro. So I'm saying that one thing, and then I'm gonna say, it actually makes sense to be someone else to eat plant. Okay, I eat plants, I eat vegetables, and I don't have a problem with that. But at the same time, I eat animals because I don't have a problem with that. And for me, the reason is that there is no problem with that because I don't think that it's bad to eat animals because the reason is. The whole reason is that because there's something that we can eat, and if we would just put the ethics in everything, then we're gonna suppress our own nature, and the own nature of it is that like if we're able to do those, so that means that we are actually supposed to be eating them.
Yeah, but you can't. If you use the word can, if you use that word and take it at face value, we are capable of doing almost every like all conceivable things. I can go outside and shoot people in the head. I can do that, but should I do it? Morally speaking, that's what we hear.
Now here's the thing that you're capable of reason, right? So you must take care of the things in consideration that. Having ability to reason doesn't mean that you can confuse things with extreme sort of things. that actually harms other individuals around you. So
Yeah.
what kind of idea you're having in your mind right now when I say that I can eat animals? So what is the problem with that?
That you're capable, like biologically speaking.
Yeah, so I'm capable. So what's the problem
Yes.
with that?
Yeah, and I'm applying that criterion of being capable, and I'm applying it to a different scenario, right?
So why
And
would
then
you
now
apply
you,
it to different scenarios? Like if I would say different, simply I eat
Yeah.
animals or beef, right? So that's a
Right.
beef. Why would you
Right.
say, hey, you can shoot someone else and do that
Yes.
crazy things as well. You can rape someone else, but like that
Yeah,
isn't that different things? Isn't that the way to
no, hold on.
commit
Let
a
me respond.
fallacy?
Yeah. No,
Isn't that the
no.
way to go?
Yeah. Just calling it a fallacy doesn't make a fallacy if you don't point out what the content is that makes it a fallacy. So let
But
me
you're not
explain.
answering my question.
I am now. I will. No worries. So if you apply logic, all else being equal, you have to apply it symmetrically. If you don't apply it symmetrically, you actually have to provide reasons why you are being asymmetrical. So
Okay, now,
if you value the criterion of being capable of doing X, right? You also have to accept it in a different scenario as well. Otherwise, you're being illogical and inconsistent.
Don't you think that people are actually shooting people?
They do, yeah, and they do it also based on your reasoning, based on based on aggressiveness as well.
No,
and
listen,
violence.
listen. So you agree on the point that people are. So no. Listen. Okay, so here's the thing. So, do you think that people are actually shooting people, and you agree on that, right? And so there are some people who are eating animals, but they're not shooting. Isn't that a contradiction to your statement?
No. Why
not?
would it be a contradiction?
Because here's the thing, you gave me the example, and here's the example. The example is that a person who eats a plant-based diet can also shoot people, and they did so in a number of
Absolutely.
times.
Yes.
And so here's the thing, your example wouldn't make sense, right? Because when I say, I eat beef,
Dude, hold
and you're
on.
saying a human capability could be in any way.
No, that's a straw man. I'm sorry, because I'm not saying that they will that they will carry out this kind of act. It's about probabilities. All I'm saying
Probabilities.
is they can do something.
But the probability
all
could be anything.
I'm saying.
Why would
all
you
I'm
put the
saying is
probability?
I'm not saying that just because you can do X, you will also do Y. You could do that in principle. You can be a vegan and shoot people. You can be a meat eater and don't shoot people. What's the issue with that?
So the issue is that you don't have any point. So the whole issue here is you just came up with statements like, oh, you're talking about capability, then people can do anything. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
So what's the point? What's the point? Now there's no point. You just actually agreed.
No, they can do it. They are capable of doing something if they want to, but they choose not to.
What do you mean by they? What do you mean by they? Okay, listen. What do you mean by they? Are you representing any individual? Okay, in general, people like humans, right?
Yeah.
Humans.
You and me. Yes.
Humans. Okay,
Yes.
so here's the thing. So can you explain me the phenomena where a plant-based diet guy who eat plants, right, and have these kind of values, and the difference between the guy who eat animals but still is a civilized person, is not shooting anyone else? Isn't that this so confusing statement of you not trying to make point? Because I am actually more concerned with I'm concerned with eating animals. Okay, and you don't have to be concerned about a guy who eat animals can actually do shootings as well, because that's not a point. That's more about we can endlessly debate about it, and that's what's not going to be held, right? So can you just answer me? If I would eat animals, is it a problem?
Yeah. Yes, it is a problem. It is a
Okay, so
domain-specific problem. It is a domain-specific problem in the same way it would be a domain-specific problem if I'm a vegan and I shoot people. It is domain-specific. So you can be good in one area, but
so
you can
now
be
you're
poor
going
in
to go
another
again.
area.
You're going again back and forth to the shooting, and so you don't have to, because if I would go back there, then it means the plant-based diet guy can also shoot people. So that's something we should not talk right now.
Guys,
So
this
tell
is
me
kind of
specific. Specific.
I don't know.
Oh
Should I
yeah,
jump in and
ability. I
put it
agree.
back
I
into
agree on the
veganism?
ability. I agree on the ability, but let's go back
Put
to
one
the
in the
point you
chat
made,
if I
and
should
that's the
jump
point
in.
of you calling me that I'm eating animal and it's a problem. So now you specifically have to outline what is the aspect of it is a problem for you.
The victim.
No, you don't have to answer. Let me just talk with him. So what aspect of it is a problem for you?
Well, I mean, eating is one thing, but I'm actually specifically how do you say, focusing on the act of purchasing of these of these products. right? Yeah, because you are actually hurting individuals that have interest in the same way that you have, and not to be killed and not to be harmed.
Do you think that
Right?
the animals should not be killed and eaten by us?
Should, yes, should, morally should. Yeah, they should not. They should not be.
They
No.
should not.
All
And
else
then
being
what?
equal.
And
All else being equal, yeah.
okay. So you believe this is totally wrong, right?
All else being equal, yes.
Okay, so if you believe it's wrong,
yes.
So your value is more about the survival of the species, like every other animals as well, or like let me put it this way. So
No.
do you value life? Is that why you bring up the topic of
Yes.
saying like, oh, it's wrong, right? You
Yeah,
value the
values
life.
is yes.
Yeah. So your whole value. So you
Yeah,
like
Tone,
to
more
let
dumb
the things
shit.
be living.
If that individual, right, and when I'm saying individual, I'm also referring to animals. If that animal has a continued interest in continuing living, yes, I
How would
care
you-
about that.
Okay. Listen. So you're saying that if
Yes.
animals have the continued interest in living, right? So then you
Yes.
don't really have to eat that for your interest. I am asking you that your moral sounding and your judgment about if it's wrong and right fundamentally is more about life, right? The idea of life, right? You emphasize that they should have the right to live, right? And that's where the whole thing of saying no, you
Yeah.
should not eat animal coming
So-
from, right? I agree on that point. Like I respect your view. Like it's empathetic, it's more understandable. I'm not gonna be a crazy guy who would say, oh, you know what, you're wrong. I'm
Yes.
telling you one thing, just like the way you have a belief about this, about life, right? Does that really means that your perspective should be applied to everybody else? Do you think that your perspective of thinking this way, having this kind of value, should be applied to you individually, but not to be forced on everyone else? Don't you think like that? Maybe you can someday hold something different value, like you can say, okay, well, we can live the life, but at the same time, these are the part of the life, so I can do that.
Wait, so you're saying I can have my value that I should not kill other life forms, but I should not force that view on someone else. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, because you're fundamentally thinking that if I think something is wrong, then everybody should think it's wrong.
Yeah. But if you are in that position, right, of the victim, you would actually prefer holding my view rather than this liberal quote unquote view where everything could go potentially.
Well,
Right?
that's fine. That's fine. Nobody wanted to be
No,
killed,
it
right?
would not be fine. No, it would not be fine. Let's be very clear here. If you're the victim, you would actually be in favor of curtailing people's freedom from doing anything they want, because
But
you
how
care
would
about
you-
your life.
But
Because you
like,
care about your
okay,
life.
okay, I do care about my
Yes.
life. Okay, I got you here on the point. But
Yeah.
how would you ask animal if you wanted to get
Yeah, you
killed?
don't have to ask. You don't have to ask. That's the thing. You don't have to ask a baby.
Why
You
not?
don't have to ask a mentally retarded individual, because they're also proxies. There are proxies.
Okay, now
I-
here, okay, now let's say here's the thing. Just the way the view you have right now. Can you have the same view? Because I've seen like you're fundamentally talking about humans are more responsible to think like this, right? Because animals
Yeah.
are actually doing they sometimes eat their babies, they sometimes eat
Yes.
other animals just for
Yes.
survival. Sometimes some animals actually do eat grass as well. Now here's the thing: it's a biological thing. You agree that's a biology at the play. It's playing the biology. Now, if I would ask you one thing, a human can have a really great, interesting point I will make here is, if you're going in India, right? So there is a certain group of people, not in a really less numbers, but large numbers of people. They actually think that the cow is. Now here, if there is any Indian, I don't want you to interrupt me. I know really good about this stuff. So
I'm just saying
they-
that if you eat
No,
or
I
kill
knew that
cow
you were
in
gonna
my
talk.
state,
Okay, go
they
ahead.
will kill you. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, so cow is worship. It is considered to be a symbol of God, or even if it's
Yeah.
might be
Um,
considered as to be God. Now here's
No,
the
not a
no,
god, not a god. Let me tell
Yeah.
you. In Hinduism, when a humans die, they say that the human gets reincarnated into a cow. That's why they don't kill them.
but we don't know the evidence, right? So well, still it
Yeah,
exists. So
Yeah, let's
just
What
carry on.
evidence
Let's
are you
carry on.
talking
Let's
about?
not
It's
get
written in
distracted,
the
please.
book.
Please,
no, but
I
because
think
there is no
I think
evidence. Because there is
yeah,
no
let's carry
evidence.
on, please. Yeah, let's
There is
carry
no
on because I
evidence.
think this is a
What?
derail.
Evidence
This is a
about
derail.
no.
Guys, I'm gonna start
This is
mass
a derail.
muting. I'm gonna start mass muting if we're not gonna get back to the point. Thank
Okay.
you.
Yeah, I think this is a
Who?
derail. But let's carry on. Okay, where do you want to go with the analogy of India? Just keep it pretty brief.
The analogy of your India is honestly more about that if people can enforce these beliefs and let the society to be working on it. So, like you
Yeah.
can't eat a cow in front of a Hindu because Hindu will be more, angry on that. He will be annoyed by that because his beliefs are something that have. So for him, the worldview is that the cow is a god, and if that Muslim guy eat the cow, he's a
No,
evil.
I will stop
Now,
you
for the
because what
Muslim,
you're
no, no,
saying
listen.
is
Here's the
wrong.
thing, bro.
You're saying
Osho,
something wrong about something someone says religion without.
I'll show just real quick, just for the sake of the argument. Let them say whatever, because we're going to just do one point. We don't care about religion. Let them just make a statement and just just go past
yeah,
that.
he's actually trying to defend his religion, but like other thing. Okay, here's
I'm
the
not
way.
defending
So
him.
for a Muslim, no, listen.
Mhm.
So for a Muslim, I would say I would actually
Yeah,
honestly say
yeah.
for Muslim,
For the sake of the argument, get to the point, because you
Yeah,
keep talking about religion.
Muslim.
Just get to a point, man.
Yeah.
the point here is Muslim we're going to have a different view about it. It's opposite. So two different opposite realities. And now you're also holding the live view about it is I would consider as to be a part of a belief because there is no such predefined thing or predefined belief that we can hold to agree on all the bases. You're just one of those beliefs, You're just one of those
Yeah.
beliefs. That's my point.
Yeah, but the thing is the okay. So I mean, I can actually tackle this without actually going into much detail because again, with religions we have some other epistemic issues, right? So especially when it comes down to like you can do something or not. Like with veganism, you don't have this burden. With veganism, you can just point to empirical evidence. Like if I punch you in the face, you will probably say "ouch," right? If you do that to a cow or a dog, you will have the same reaction to some degree, right? So you don't have to point to like some supernatural commandments. You don't have that baggage, right? And that's a good commitment because you have less how do you say you have less justifications to provide, right? So you don't have that clash in this case. Well,
like
I have.
But like if I would, but like if, but do you agree that people, if they eat animals, but they can also rely on empirical evidence, so wouldn't that make sense?
Yeah, you have so far you haven't given me any reasonable evidence. All you did is just providing me historical
provided-
biological evidence. Yes, but that is not an how you say like a moral argument.
Why not? What do you mean? Like,
No,
which moral argument
okay.
are you looking for?
Yeah, so if you give me evolutionary how do you say evolutionary reasons for doing X or Y, you have a certain commitment. The moment you use evolution to defend morality, you have certain commitments to accept. Unless, again, if you are being asymmetrical in your logic.
So funny. It's
Hold
so
on.
funny. No, here's the thing. Morality is subjective. You agree on that, right?
You don't have to have that view either. No, you don't have to make that assumption either. You don't have to.
What do you mean? Like, morality is on its own. Morality is
Morality is not
You
subjective.
don't have to.
If it's
You don't have
subjective,
to.
if I think my morality says I can rape someone, kill someone, then you can
No,
say
that's not what it
anything. I
means.
say it's my morality. No, that's what he's saying.
Yeah, so this is a meta.
That's
this
the
is
wrong,
like a
terrible definition of morality, though.
It's not
So, yeah,
this is a
so-
meta-
wrong, terrible definition. If you
Fucking
see our
hate
history, there
meta.
was a time people were doing those things.
Can we fuck off with the fucking
Let's
meta?
not get
Why does it
derailed
matter?
into, like meta stuff.
Yeah. So all I'm saying is that this is like a very contested topic, whether it is subjective or not. Like some people believe it is, it's not like already, it's not like solved by any means. Like it's probably like the majority view is probably
Okay,
that it's
okay, you
not.
can go ahead with the point. You can go ahead with the point. Before you go, I wanted to ask you one thing.
Right.
From you, yes or no? Morality is subjective, yes or no?
In my view, are you saying, or like, what are you asking? Like, I don't know. I'm not a
You asked me
philosopher.
the same question. I'm asking you the same. You have to have a
I don't
position.
know. I have
He's
no
just
idea.
saying,
Probably
yeah,
yes,
he's just
probably
asking
yes.
that.
Probably, I would, but I haven't really looked much into meta ethics, but I would also have a feeling at the very least, just an intuition, right? I don't have arguments necessarily, maybe some, but like not robust ones. I would probably say it might be subjective, right? It might be subjective. Yeah,
Okay.
but I'm open for either case, really. But you know what subjectivity means in this case when we talk about whether they're subjective or objective?
No, but
Do
you
you know
said
what
it
it
might
means?
be, so you're more interested in.
Yeah,
in the-
I'm probably more inclined to say yes, because I think it is mind dependent, right?
Yeah,
It stands dependent. Exactly, it stands dependent.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
we can go ahead with that. Yeah. Any other thing
Okay.
that you want to go ahead with the point of like defending the position that eating animals is not like a good thing. So we can go ahead with the some aspect of your morals guiding you in this way, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and that's fundamentally like you said. I can eat animals. I'm eating beef right now, and I can give you the empirical evidence about it.
And your evidence then would be like historical evolutionary evidence.
What do you mean? Like, listen. You don't have
No,
you don't have to degrade the evidence based on.
No, can you answer? You haven't answered my question. Would it be or not?
Okay, so when you say
would
that
it or not? Hold on, you can't carry on. No, you can't carry on. You have to answer, man. You have to answer. Come on.
Okay, go ahead.
Answer. Yeah, I asked the question. You would put forth the evolutionary historical evidence. Is that correct? Yes or no?
I will put something more. Yeah, but yeah. Honestly, yeah, I will do that.
And again, if you use evolution as a moral argument, right? If we take that logic or that criterion, you would have to accept everything that comes from evolution and say, well, because it comes out of evolution, it is moral. That's it. And if you accept that, you will land into very problematic.
Okay, no. There you make a mistake now. No, you're making a mistake.
Tell me.
I don't really have to. If I would bring up the evidence, I can have a body of evidence from different fields of studies, different ways, different. Like you do agree, right? It should not be just limited to evolution. That it could be psychological, and it could be anything else. But like, here's the thing: if I would slap someone else on the face, right? Now, here's the thing: is it a morally wrong thing to do because he haven't done anything to me? He didn't say anything to me. Or is it a biologically bad thing because it hurts, right? It physically hurts him. Now, here's the two ways of thinking about it. Now, which one would be the better one? Is it like biologically, oh, don't slap him because it hurts? Or is it because it's bad, it's disrespectful? It's so disrespectful to slap someone else.
Wait, which one of those would you pick? Which one of those would you pick? Would you pick the biological one or the quote unquote sentimental or like the whatever you want to propose, like the second view that you just mentioned? Which one would you choose of the
Why
two?
did you guys drop the moral question? You're now talking about you're now talking about either biological or like emotional, but you dropped the moral side. It's immoral to hit somebody, and not just because of the biology.
The moral part of it is because you have to understand the vegetarianism have more to do with morals and ethics than rather than any.
Yeah, then why did you drop fucking the moral question from your hypothetical?
The reason I've dropped here is that the reason I've dropped the moral is morality is subjective.
Yeah, okay, but it's subjective to like each individual has morality, right? If morality is subjective, it's like the figment of our minds, and therefore you shouldn't drop the moral question. Why did you drop the moral question out of your hypothetical?
No, this is just not a moral question. It's a really good question. I can ask you.
What do you mean?
This. You can
Hitting
answer me.
somebody in the face is not a fucking moral
me.
question.
Okay, no, listen. I can ask you this, and then you can answer me.
No, answer me first. Why are you so bad at answering questions, Meow? Are you trying to obfuscate on purpose, or is it just like
you literally
scatter?
didn't ask me a question.
I did ask you a question. I asked you, why did you drop the moral question from your hypothetical? You just concentrated on biological and emotional. Why did you drop the moral question from your hypothetical?
Why not?
Is it okay to hit somebody?
Why not? Because
it's a moral question. Why would you drop that?
Why not? Why not? Okay, listen,
because it's a moral question whether you should hit somebody or not.
Okay, now you're not even talking me. You're not letting me talk.
Eating steaks.
So the reason I put because the guy named Vel, he actually fundamentally believes in that. life. We should not kill animals because he valued the life, right? So
No, that's not what
when
he
I
said
asked him
at
about-
all.
No, he said that. Literally, you can ask him. I'm going to ask him
Val,
again.
did you
So
say,
that-
I don't think it's okay to hurt animals because you value life? Did you say that?
Yeah, well, the thing is, again, this is also a point that I wanted to actually clarify, because the thing is, life is very ambiguous, right? I
Yeah,
care about
no
sentient
shit.
life, not just about life forms in general. That's the problem. If you use the word
No,
life,
I'm not considering that. Yeah. I'm just considering
Yeah,
the way you
sentient
think
life,
is
yeah,
better.
yeah,
Like you
sentient-
still use it. You're
sentient life.
still more. Yeah, you're more inclined toward life, right?
No,
Rather than
he
if
said
it's
sentient
composed of a lot of
life.
things or not.
They specifically
just say
said, sentient life. They value
Yeah,
sentient
please.
life.
Yeah,
That's not life in
Okay, we're
simplicity.
gonna value sentient life. Okay, well, I'll
Yeah.
take that one as well.
Then
I
it
will take
becomes
that
a
one
moral
as well.
question.
There's no
Then why
problem
did
with
you
that.
drop a moral question, Meow? Stop talking, just answer me this thing. Why did you drop the moral question from the hypothetical of whether or not you should hit somebody?
What do you mean? It's not. There's no objectivity in saying that. Oh well, you should
Nobody
not
said
eat
there is
animal because
objectivity.
it's bad.
Subjective morality is still morality. It's still something
But
that
why
we
are
should
you
care
so
about.
concerned about morality? It's so good to be putting the morality here because it have a lot to do with morality.
Because it's a
than any
fucking moral
objective analysis. You don't-
question whether you should hit somebody. It's a moral question.
What do you mean? Okay, now you're confusing me here because you said why I'm talking morality, but now you're asking me more.
No, I
questions.
asked you why you dropping morality from your hypothetical
Why are you so
question
concerned
about
I can
morality.
put that. Okay, I dropped that. I dropped that, but I don't know why I dropped that. So what's the concern? So
Then
much
shut the
concern
fuck
about
up
what?
now, please.
No, okay, you just came out with out of nowhere and you just literally confused the whole conversation. I was asking about it. And
Your
I'm gonna
conversation was
ask him again,
confused because you
he's
were
the main
talking
point of
about
the
morality
conversation.
without talking
The
about
guy is-
morality.
No, listen, Postmortem, you're just reacting. You're just reacting.
No, I'm
Just calm
reacting
down.
to you continuing to blabber without thinking about it. You dropped morality from a moral question. You should be stopped from talking.
As the host of this VC, just let's get back to the moral question.
Yes,
the
please.
ethics.
Yeah, I'm gonna go
So
back because he's.
Thank you.
Let me go with
Bye.
the slap one, okay?
Let's
so
go.
let's go with what. So let's go with what Post is saying. Post, what's your question?
No, I don't have a question to Meow. I think they should stop talking. I think we should
Oh my God,
concentrate
this is
on other
this
people.
is a rude way of talking. You know, actually, I have really great, genuine interest in talking with people who believe in veganism. But like,
It doesn't
the
sound
way
like
the
it because
post
you
is
don't
reacting
answer
is
the
not going to be
question.
like.
That's not true. You started the conversation.
Wait.
Polygraph.
Without talking
we
about.
see through your subtle farce.
But without talking
Okay,
about
okay.
other people, let's just get back to veganism, the ethics, the reason for the.
Yeah, Felix,
Yes,
but
please.
like, Felix, but I want to make sure one thing, bro. Like, listen, Felix, if you do understand me, then I'm gonna say this. I don't have a script that I'm reading right now.
Sure.
So if things go out of way, if I get with some kind of questions or answers in a different way, that doesn't mean to be like I'm trying to make
No.
things really confusing for anybody. Okay?
It can
So-
like change of conversations can happen, but I'm just trying to get it back to the original point.
Yeah, so you can actually convince me. You can actually convince me, and then I can tell you. Let's say you can convince me to say, hey, eating animal is bad, right? Eating animal is bad. So I would say to myself, if I like, in the middle of eating animal, in the middle of eating beef, I would ask myself, oh well, you know what? You're just killing innocent animal, right? I can ask myself. It's so I will agree on the point that it's an innocent animal because it doesn't did any wrong to me, but I'm doing fundamentally a lot of wrong to it by killing it and eating it now. So I would say, yeah, logically sound. It's a sound reasoning to say, yeah, it's bad because I'm using ethics here. I'm using morality to say it's wrong. Wrong, right have more to do with morality. Do you agree with that?
Before we carry on, because you said the word sound, why does is it only sound and not valid?
Not valid
Or
because it's
you-
wrong.
you would
It
say-
goes to.
Wait,
It goes
actually, no,
back.
hold on. It is sound. So it's not just valid, but it's sound. In your case, it is valid. Is it sound or is it valid in your point? Because
I
there's a
think it's all-
difference. You said sound. You
I
said
don't want
it's
to make
sound.
it.
Because sound.
I don't want. I wanted to say sound. I wanted to say valid, but the reason here is because if I can digest that beef, then it means that it's going to be sound, not valid. Because I don't want to make a deadlock.
Before we
I don't want to make a deadlock.
Before we go into semantics of words, could we all agree that unnecessarily killing animals is wrong?
It's wrong,
Okay.
in my moral perspective.
Okay, and you would say that if it's unnecessary, it's wrong. Therefore, would you agree that right now it's unnecessary to eat animals, especially in this society?
Well, that's another thing now.
It's a yes or no question.
I think if the term is really consistent with unnecessary, then I would say yes. It should not be the way it is.
So
You know?
if we can demonstrate that we can be healthy and live a long life without consuming animals, would you agree that we should stop eating them?
No.
Right.
I wouldn't agree on that because you said unnecessary, and that's a different thing from completely saying that stopping eating animal. That's something that I wouldn't agree with.
Wait.
So let me get a little bit more precise, right? If the only reason you're consuming animals is for fun, let's say you're the only reason we breed, sexually use, and abuse animals is to kill them for taste, nothing else. Is that good?
I think the other reasons are not good, but eating is fine.
Okay, so sexually using and abusing and enslaving animals just for taste is okay for you, right?
I'm not sure if they do that kind of terrible things and then eat them. That's another thing. But I eat it because it's in front of me.
Okay, but if to get it in front of you, it requires the animal to be enslaved, sexually used and abused and slaughtered, would you be okay with that?
I would say I'm not responsible for that.
When you pay for it, you're not responsible for it?
I'm responsible for whatever is on the table.
But you understand how supply and demand works, right?
Well, I'm not sure that every supply would work the same way that you're describing.
Could you explain to me what supply and demand is and how it works, please?
I mean, the way you're explaining that, how it will be like bring on the table and what process the animal would have been through, right? So that's what you're actually asking me, right? It's because I don't want to go.
I want to get some puzzle pieces like kind of sorted on the table because it sounds like it's all splattered. Could you explain to me what supply and demand is?
So there would be a demand for the beef, right? And then there will be a supply.
Hold on, where's the demand coming from?
The demand is coming from the individual who's actually demanding for it.
Okay, and what happens for the supply and demand again? Could you just like, yeah.
It's the individual demand for a specific thing, and then for the profit they provide those things.
Okay, so you would agree that the demand and the production would increase if there is more customers buying it, right? Buying a product.
Yeah, sure, that's true.
Okay, so if
Yeah.
in this case, if animals are getting slaughtered, sexually abused, and all of that stuff, and when you buy a product, you increase the demand of that happening, right?
Yeah, true.
Okay, so in this case, would you say that when you buy an animal product, you want more of those things to happen to animals?
No.
Then how how does that work? Sorry.
I'm saying that I wouldn't let the animal to be treated the way they are, and then I will just eat that meat, right?
When you pay for the industry that does it, you're okay. You're paying for the production.
No,
of
I'm not. I'm not gonna be. I'm not gonna be okay the way it is. Like the practice of doing
So why
it.
would you pay for it?
The reason I'm paying it for it is more to do with biological reason rather than like the. I mean, like on moral way, like if it is more about morality, then I totally
He's
agree
here
with the
to
point
waste
that you're
our
making.
time.
But on a biological
wish
need,
Felix
I
would
would
drop
actually
him,
not
frankly.
prefer to be that much concerned about it.
So you would
I will
agree
actually-
that morally vegans are right?
Morally, they are like actually putting the framework of goodness and badness on it. So totally bad in terms of the perspective of what bad actually is, right? That is the way you say that the way they treat animals is really terrible.
I'm not saying like we're gonna talk about what the word bad. I'm just saying based on your interpretation of what we talked about, would you say that
I'm also
vegans
actually
who don't pay
freezing.
for this are better individuals, more ethical individuals, based on what we described? From your perspective.
I think I would say if they do consider these aspects, then ethical individuals. But that doesn't really make those people who are ethical. That doesn't make the people who are not considering it unethical individuals.
So
yeah,
would
the
you
vegans
say-
are actually here.
Sorry, I will let you finish off your statement.
Yeah, so the vegans are actually morally sounding. So yeah, that's the other thing.
Okay.
If they do consider these aspects, not just out of the way, let's say, quote unquote, like, thinking that we should not eat animals. And I was like,
So in
some
that
kind of-
case, Meow, if we prove to you beyond a reasonable doubt that humans don't have to eat animal products to survive, thrive, and be healthy, would you then say it's morally right for you to go vegan?
Well, the production, right? So the production aspect, I would actually agree on to not eat that, because if you would not eat that, then might be forced to make things better, and things can go better. If it doesn't happen, then that's another thing.
Better how?
But your question
How
is
do
pretty
you
much-
get better meat
if
from killing an
you're-
animal? How do you get better meat from killing an animal?
What do you mean by that?
I mean
don't
by that
understand.
that exploitation and killing are morally wrong, whether you give them a good life or not. So I don't know why you're talking about that, especially since I asked the question, if we could prove you beyond a reasonable doubt that you can be healthy and alive without eating animal products, would you then say you are morally obligated to go vegan?
I would say, well, I don't need any condition on that, but like as I told you, I'm concerned about the treatment of animals rather than the beef in front of me. I can still eat
Okay.
it.
Would you take an animal's place in a slaughterhouse?
Why would I?
Yeah. You
What kind of
wouldn't
question are
want
you-
to, right?
What kind of question are you? It's just pretty much.
I'm asking a
you guys are
question.
taking me out of
Would
the
it be
topic.
okay to put you in a slaughterhouse instead of an animal? For you.
I think it depends if the
Depends?
animals do have those capabilities to do that.
No, it doesn't depend on that. Let's say I'm just much, much stronger
Why it
than
depends?
you.
What do you mean it doesn't?
Let's just say,
No,
for
now
the
that-
sake of
now
argument,
here-
that I'm much stronger than you and I want to put you in a slaughterhouse and then eat you. For some reason, I don't know. I could biologically
If I'm not
digest
capable
your
enough
meat.
if I'm not capable enough to defend myself, then I will actually have to go there.
Yeah, would it be morally okay?
I don't care about morals here. I mean,
You don't care
he's
about
powerful,
morals, then
he
why
put
are we
me
talking
there.
to you? Why are we talking to
Wait,
you?
are you believing just in like might makes right or what?
No, it doesn't care about morals at all.
I am. Oh no! The poster is gonna take the single word and scream so loud. But yeah, actually, I was trying to say here is the thing that I don't know what she was asking
no,
me
no.
though,
We're
but I
not gonna
agree on
move on
valid
from this.
points.
Is it more?
That's like
No,
the
no,
way
no,
if
no.
I would consider the question he asked me in a sequence was more made me feel that I'm actually
Do you
concerned with the
care
idea of the
about
practices,
morals?
and I agree with the vegan aspect of morals.
Do you
I'm
care
actually
about
agreeing on the
morals,
idea of
Meow?
the-
Do you care about morals?
I do care about morals, and that's why
Okay.
in the most
Would
of the
it
questions
be
that you asked, I agree with you.
Would it be morally okay to put you in a slaughterhouse and kill you just to make it sure that if I'm strong enough to do it?
It's morally incorrect, but it depends on what reason.
What
depends
is
on
the
the reason.
morally relevant difference then in putting an animal in a
The reason-
slaughterhouse
the reason is-
when you don't have to? Because that's where we reached the conclusion, right? If you don't have to,
If the
then
people-
it becomes
if
morally.
the people don't have the means to eat, if the people do not have the means to eat something, and
True.
the only thing that they have to eat in the situation, if the only thing that they have to eat is the animal in front of them in order to survive, so
That's not the
which one would be
situation
the
you're
moral
in.
sound?
We are not talking about that situation. You don't need animals to survive.
No,
I've
you have to
proven
answer
that to
because
you.
you can come up with any answer, and I'm giving you an analogy. You have to answer. If you don't want to answer, I can ask anybody else.
In the context that you agreed to, that you don't need animals to survive. Hold on, Mohammed. In the context that you agreed to, that if I prove to you that you don't need animals to survive, would it be okay to put an animal in a slaughterhouse?
I can't hear you because that guy is making some noises. I'm
Mohammed,
sorry, I'm
please.
distracted.
Mohammed, please. Can you mute
No,
yourself?
Mohammed, could you mute your mic, or I'll probably have to kick you because I don't like people just making noises.
Okay.
Like, thank you.
So, I just wanted to tell you that as you and everybody here agree with with some aspect that morality is subjective, right? So for me,
It doesn't matter if it's subjective or objective. I'm asking you,
why
do
not?
you think, because it doesn't matter, it's your morality. I'm asking you, if you think morality is objective, great. If you think morality is subjective, perfect. I'm asking you about your morality. Would it be okay to put
So
you
you
in a
said
fucking
perfect and-
slaughterhouse?
No, it's
No,
it's not
what
okay.
is the morally relevant
It's not
difference
okay. I
between
don't
you
wanna
and an
be- I don't
animal?
want to be in that. Okay, let me go through with your reasoning. Okay, I say it's not okay.
I'll make the question
What?
super easy for you, Meow.
Okay.
What's so special about humans that if you removed a trait or added a trait into them, would justify putting humans into farms and farm them like cows? What's the morally relevant trait?
Okay, now this is funny because last time she said why you put morality, but now okay, most of the
I
part is
can
morality.
answer
So now
that.
let me answer. He I think asked me. So, but Moon, you can go ahead. You can put your perspective on the table. No
Okay.
worries.
But I'll have to answer one by one. I don't want two people. But yes.
Sure. I don't know. In comparison to other animals out there, if we say that humans are animals, our brains are like they can be described as overpowered compared to our counterparts, let's say, and the closest animal to our intelligence, let's say, is the monkey, and he's kind of 20 times less intelligent than us.
Not true.
And
Not true.
Wait. We can grant, for the sake of the argument, we can grant this. So, then Moon, an amazing answer. Then the question I have to ask you is, if we found a human with the same intelligence as a cow, can we farm those humans?
it's impossible because all humans have the
Wait, that's-
potential to
Oh,
be
wait,
smart.
that's irrelevant. The question is,
impossible.
if we find that human with the said trait, does it make it ethically okay to farm them? It's a yes or no question.
Impossible, no.
It's still
That's
wrong.
that's not the right question. Humans can never be as dumb as a cow.
We can demonstrate some mentally disabled people to a point where they're more mentally disabled than the cow.
No, even when they're that mentally disabled, they still their consciousness
Moon,
is
Moon.
much more developed than
Moon.
cows.
But if we demonstrate to you, just try to engage with a hypothetical, just to see the logic, right? If
And the
we find that-
hypothetical is possible, yes, I agree.
That's not how hypotheticals work.
No, hypotheticals don't have to be possible. They just have to be like, I don't know. There are people who are so mentally challenged that the cows are actually smarter than them. Cows are not stupid. They're smart for their species.
But
They're
we wanna stick to the point, like the reason for hypotheticals,
yeah.
and to understand the logic. So if I said to you, if you could breathe in space, would you do X, Y, and Z? You wouldn't question me. Well, I can't breathe in space. Blah blah blah. We're just asking, like, in this case scenario, if we find a human with the said trait, which is like intelligence. Let's say that
Yes.
intelligence is the same as a
Consciousness.
consciousness. Let's say the consciousness is the same as of a cow. Would it make it okay for us to farm these humans? It's a yes or no question.
Yes, yes,
It would be okay.
yes.
Wow. Wow. That's some.
Well, if you can find a human that doesn't that has the same consciousness as a cow, then go ahead. But that's just impossible.
No, I totally agree. I totally agree on the part, Moon, but I don't agree with the one thing that people actually they're using a cheaper ways to do something is to let suppress the reason, suppress the ability to communicate and give a solid reason behind something. They can ask you a stupid question and ask you to give you just two choices, like it's a yes or no, because they want to suppress the reason behind it. They don't want you to allow and go ahead and reason about it.
Well, yeah, because when I answer, I sound silly.
I find it so annoying.
I sound silly when I answer the question.
You can be manipulated. You can be manipulated because if you say no, then they were going to give you one more reason, and then going to give you one more.
That's
choice.
not what's happening. We're exposing
I bet
the.
they have good intentions, but it's just that they're
I
so
hope
used
so.
to
I
it.
hope so. They have a good intention because the happiness on their faces are just to win the debate.
Could you stop strawmanning, please? The reason why hypotheticals are there is to see the logic in people's and what people are saying. For example, if someone asks me, "Hey, if you would be a Superman, would you shoot a laser into the sun?" It's not about if I could or if I couldn't. It's just like if I would do that.
Well, yeah, but like
hypotheticals also make you see where the value is, right? So I see that you see my point here. I value consciousness, right?
Yeah, you're consistent with how you're viewing the world, but wouldn't you say that your view is kind of problematic?
How come?
Because you
you're
just
based-
admitted you'd fucking farm humans, mentally challenged humans. Yeah,
but
that's,
it's impossible. I told you that, and you know it.
it is possible. I know it. I met people who
It's
are like
impossible.
generally less
It's possible.
conscious than cows.
What do you mean less conscious than cows? No
They
way.
are so mentally challenged that are less conscious than cows.
All right.
The way you mean
being
consciousness, at
stupid
least.
and
How do you
being
equate-
conscious
how
is
do you equate-
two different
Meowster,
things.
we
No,
heard
how do you-
so much
how
from
do
you,
equate
Meowster.
that,
Can you
that they're
stop?
less conscious? No, listen. Now you're making
Meowster,
this
we
a
heard so much from you. Can you
problematic
stop?
opinion.
Okay.
Can you
Host,
stop for a while? Meowster, we heard
host,
so much
guys,
from you.
how
Can
do
you
you-
stop?
Guys,
How
I
do
have-
you equate that someone else is less conscious, or how do you equate which science you read about
Wait,
it
wait,
to
wait, wait.
let make this claim?
I wanna ask Moon just one simple question. I'm gonna put someone onto the side channel. It's a YouTube video of this mentally disabled person. Would you say that they are more intelligent than
Yeah, they are. They are.
On
They
what
are.
basis?
What are you
On what
basing it on? You haven't even
Because
watched.
every human has a perception, and animals can't have perception. and
Animals
that's
have
what makes them
perception. What the fuck are
conscious.
you talking about? Animals are conscious. They have perception.
What are they perceiving? What is this
Conscious-
guy perceiving?
Okay, can a dog
They see,
be
they
happy?
observe. They observe, and they have their instincts.
Can a dog be
and
happy?
instincts.
Hey, what is the meaning?
Can a dog be
What's
happy?
the
Moon?
meaning of post? What's the meaning of consciousness?
Consciousness is a perception of your surroundings. Can a dog be happy? Moon. Answer. Moon. Answer. Meow.
Self-awareness.
Shut
It's
up.
a self-awareness. You're making the wrong. It's
As an
self-awareness.
instinctive, reaction.
Mohammed, please.
Humans have the ability to think of their own thinking.
I don't
That's
want
what we
to
call a
hear from Moon.
self-awareness. They
I
are
don't
aware-
want to
they're-
hear from you, Meow. I want to
Alright.
hear from Moon,
I'm
please.
gonna relax.
I wanna listen to Moon because Moon has some points that I really want to understand.
All right. So what's the question?
The question is, can a dog feel happiness? Can a dog be happy?
He can. That
Yes.
doesn't mean
Do
that
you think-
he has consciousness.
Dogs don't have consciousness. How do you define consciousness?
Consciousness is to be able to have a perspective in which you can observe the world, right?
Yeah. You don't think
Bro.
dogs observe
Moon, you're-
the world around them?
They do, but that doesn't mean they have a perspective they can manipulate.
I don't think you have perspective.
What does that mean? Perspective that I can
But
manipulate.
per-
What does that mean?
Perception, you know, when you perceive something
Yeah.
and then you get
Simply
to
say,
and then you get to choose how you want to feel about it. It's different
Moon,
than to be triggered by the
I think you're talking
surroundings,
about
right?
sapience, not consciousness.
Okay, Moon, you can just say, Moon, you can simply say,
Oh
yeah,
my God, can
you
we
know,
shut now?
consciousness is just more about self-awareness.
Not just self-awareness, man.
Yeah, it's just one part of it,
deeper
right?
than that.
Yeah, you-
Self-awareness is a side effect of consciousness.
You're right. You're right. I
So
agree with you, man.
Just real quick, Moon. Do you think animals do more than
Doom?
Yeah. So, do you think animals do more than follow their own instincts?
I don't understand. What is the word doom?
No,
Oh my God.
Sorry. Do
Do?
you think animals do more than follow their own instincts? Do you think animals can have their own personalities, their own preferences?
They can have their own preferences according to environmental triggers that had happened before. They have genetics, they have DNA.
Do you think animals have their own personalities?
No. Maybe if they raised differently, sure.
What?
Wait,
But
so
You don't
generally
think animals
speaking-
have personalities?
Let's go to the definition of personality.
Meow, stop. I want to understand this. Please don't derail.
Okay,
Yeah.
man. Okay.
So
Yes?
yeah, I'm trying to understand, why do you not think that animals have their own personalities?
Okay, personalities,
Yeah.
traits, distinctive traits, they do. As
That's
in
a
each animal have
personality.
different way of behaving. Sure, yes.
That's a
That doesn't
personality.
verify that. Yeah, but it is okay.
So they
I
do
agree.
have personalities, yes?
Yeah, relax.
Yeah. So animals have
Well-
personalities, yes?
Bro,
that doesn't mean
I'm
they
really-
have consciousness.
I'm really afraid
How
of
can you
puzzles.
have a personality without having a consciousness?
Your surrounding triggers you in developing a certain types of habits, and your, a lot of factors actually.
That's literally biologically incorrect.
Ha.
Ha. I can explain it to you if you want. I actually
Sure.
read a lot about this stuff, so I kind of
Good.
knowledgeable about it. Okay. So the reason why we have personalities is because we have consciousness. You can't have consciousness without personality without a consciousness. Now, what is consciousness? Consciousness is the feedback between our brain and our nerves. That includes our ocular nerves, which is eyes. We can see stuff, our brain processes it and spits out some kind of feedback. That's mechanistically what's happening. When doing this for a while, an organism develops a personality. So animals, including human animals, are conscious, most of them. Some of them are not. But that's okay. We are talking about conscious animals. Cows, chickens, pigs, dogs. They have consciousness biologically because they have the feedback. And if you can agree that they have personalities, that a priori means that they have consciousness. You cannot have a desk cannot have a personality. A plant cannot have a personality because there is nobody there. There is no individual.
Okay, personality, sure. But
Yeah.
my first argument was perception rather than personality.
Perception is the mechanism by which somebody is conscious. So dogs, cows, chickens, pigs, fish have perception and have consciousness.
They say good and bad. And shit.
Yes.
Of course they do, instinctively.
Not instinctively, through the same process as you are, because we have the same, we
Not
come
just
from the
that.
same place. We have something higher. We have sapience. Sapience means the ability to reason, the higher ability of having like this super uber conscious experience. That doesn't mean that cows, chickens, and pigs don't have the basic consciousness of having experiences and personalities. Would you agree? That they do have
All right, all right.
personalities.
Like that, yes, yes.
Yes,
you're right.
personality is
Yeah.
derived from consciousness. So they are
Okay, Moon,
conscious,
you're-
yes?
Moon, you're losing the debate, bro.
Okay, let me lose if I'm not saying the right thing.
You know what? You're missing out a lot of points that
Meow,
posts were
meow,
making mistakes
meow,
and you didn't
Meow,
answer. those.
meow. This is not about debate. This is just trying to understand each other. This
Yes.
is not a debate.
Okay, but Felix, I know you seems to be like a really great communicator, and just wanted to have little chance from your side, because I think there is one thing that is missing out,
Which is?
which is the post is actually telling me to not speak.
Yes.
Well, I think if there is if you're going to say something irrelevant, then I'm gonna stop you. But if it's relevant, then you can go ahead and say something.
I promise you that I will be more relevant.
Yeah,
Whatever
go ahead.
she says to the answer. Okay.
Sure.
No. You guys can go ahead, but I just want to give this info because I'm really interested
Go ahead.
in
Go ahead.
listening.
What's your input? Meow.
Yeah, just fine. I mean, like I would say, the early Homo sapien used to eat animals, and that's also part of the history, right?
That's irrelevant. I'm sorry. but-
That's not only
No,
relevant,
I'm
we've been
sorry.
through this already like 10,000 times.
I'm really sorry. You
So,
literally
Felix,
said to me that
so now
say
you mute
something,
him,
and I
right?
was just like,
So now you mute
May I
them,
speak?
right? Because you said you're going to mute them if they say something irrelevant.
No, if it's something
there should be a
irrelevant-
free speech.
Yeah,
There should
yeah.
be a free
We
speech.
understand.
You
yeah,
had
but it's just
so much
when-
free speech already.
When let's continue with Post and the Moon for now. But if there's gonna be any like if you're gonna like interject, you can if it's relevant. If it's not relevant and it's gonna happen multiple times, I'll probably have to ask you to just mute, and then I will have to escalate that. But let's continue. But
you have a question. I need 5 minutes for it. Okay, it's probably not gonna take you a lot since you guys are already like I don't know into that stuff.
5 minutes for what? Do you want to preach us?
Less than 5
we
minutes.
want to have
actually.
conversations.
Okay.
Okay, Maru.
Where do you see? I wrote it down because I don't want to forget it. It's important. I kind of want to see the way you guys see the world.
Sure.
Where do you see the future of Earth as it's going right now, like without veganism and shit?
Without veganism?
Yeah, like are we heading like into an inevitable death or something like that?
Good question. Please go ahead.
Yeah. I would say not like veganism alone. Like if you're talking about environmental things, or like what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Environmentally. So first of all, the environmental question is separate from the vegan question, but I'll entertain, right? Let's say
Thank you.
Plant-based diet and avoidance of like using animal products for environmental reasons. So I wouldn't say that a plant-based diet and lifestyle alone could fix the environmental problems that we have. We would also have to reduce other stuff. For instance, food waste and what fuels we use for our transportation and shipment and stuff. But I would say it would reduce, I think, about 24%. But don't
I'm sorry,
count
I
on
don't
my
want to
number.
cut you out, but that's not my answer. My question, right?
What's your question?
That's not my question.
Where
My
do I
question
see
is
it
that-
going without veganism? Is your question, right?
Yeah, as it's going right now.
Well, it's
right?
going the
Mm.
same way. Would you have the statistics and the predictions of what's happening to our land, to our waters with animal agriculture? It would just get worse and worse. There is no
As in,
good side
are
of
we
it.
inevitably going to, have to suffer later?
I can entertain this real quick.
Yeah, sure.
So the way it's going right now, it's ecological damage to a point where we are escalating the climate catastrophe quicker and quicker and quicker each day. So that's kind of where it's heading. So what vegans hope for, it's the ethical reasons of not consuming animals. And ethical reasons also do help with the environmental aspects of it.
Yeah.
Right now, we can't really stop the environment catastrophe that will happen in about 30, 40. It's going to escalate more and more over time.
10 years in Asia, Africa, 20 years in your countries.
But just like we can't really stop it, but we can minimize the damage.
All right, that's good. But what I was trying to get with this question is that is veganism solely or merely just a moral belief?
It is a
or
moral, yes.
Yes, it
Or it's
always
more
deals
than
with
that?
the question, is it okay to exploit and kill animals?
So it's more concerned with should or shouldn't,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
And
morality.
Moon,
Also, just to let everyone know, I gotta go in about 5 minutes.
Okay.
So yeah.
I'm gonna go, but I'm gonna come back.
Moon, hello.
Speak others.
Moon, hello.
Yes.
If you become a vegan, let's say in future because of climate change, people are killing each other. You can say, "I'm vegan, please don't kill me," and they will not kill you.
Really?
Yeah.
Right,
Well, I
guys, I'm
hope
actually
so.
gonna bounce now, but I will be back in about an hour. So see you later, guys.
Good luck.
All right. So I haven't eaten yet today, and it's like late afternoon at this point, almost evening for me. So I'm gonna get some food, guys. Everybody in my chat, I'm talking to my chat now. And I think I'm gonna come back. I think I'm today going for the long haul. So I don't know if you want to join me in about an hour, Jesus, it's also so freezing. I'm gonna get some heating in here. So yeah, watch out. Maybe I'll schedule a live stream from now to like in an hour, and then you'll have something. You can turn on notification. Sorry, you can turn on notifications and stuff. I don't have tofu on, but I have seitan. I made seitan. Fuck. Felix is so frustrating sometimes because he's so hard to pull the trigger. I was messaging him like the entire time. Please, you mute him, please, please, please. And he didn't. But I'm working on it. I'm working on getting perms. But I also need to chill out. I'm too aggressive. I understand it. I know it. But yeah, so guys, I'm going to get some food. Before I'm doing that, I'm going to schedule the next stream in about an hour, maybe an hour and a half. And see you then. Bye.